10%. Chapter 61. Avoiding his edge. The two foundation buildings are also the last fight. If Lin Haoyang can take out more spirit stones, then the two can only agree. At this moment, the auction venue was silent, and Lin Haoyang was in a dilemma. Even the nascent soul cultivator on the fourth floor looked at Lin Haoyang with great interest. Everyone wanted to see how Lin Haoyang would deal with it, because everyone could see it, and the spirit stones on both sides saw it. Up low. 11,000 spirit stones. Once. 11,000 spirit stones. Twice. 11,000 spirit stones. Everyone shook their heads when they saw this scene, and concluded that Lin Haoyang had no follow-up power, and this battle would come to an end. Just when the Emperor Jizong Golden Core Cultivator was about to determine the ownership of this Fengyanju, Lin Haoyang was ruthless, took out his own fire cloud cover from his storage bag, and said with a gloomy face. 10,000 spirit stones plus this tier 3 mid-level defense magical item. That's enough. When the Golden Core Cultivator was about to reach his lips, he was pressed down again. With a smile on his face, an old man rushed towards Lin Haoyang. He is the refining master of Wangjizong. In order to cope with this situation, he is the temporary appraisal of magical item. The fire cloud cover Lin Haoyang has always used it smoothly. It is powerful and worth about 2,800 spirit stones. This old man is obviously also a person who knows the goods. After careful inspection, he shouted. One piece of tier 3 middle grade fire defense magical item, excellent quality, worth 2,800 spirit stones. Listening to this, the Golden Core Cultivator smiled and said. 12,800 spirit stones, who else will bid? The two foundation building cultivators saw that Lin Haoyang actually took out magical item as a mortgage, and their feet were soft. They really couldn't make up more spirit stones, 12,800 spirit stones. At this price, they could not afford it, so they had to give up. The cultivator on the 6th floor of the foundation building, headed by him, weakened and sat paralyzed on his seat, seeing Lin Haoyang making a decisive shot. He had already thought in his heart that since his family could not keep the spiritual roots cultivator, he could only send it to the East River sect, but at this moment, a sound transmission was sent to his ears. After listening, the man looked gloomy and was weighing it. The words of the owner of this voice are somewhat credible. Finally, he thought of his own son with the wind attribute spiritual roots, and finally decided to give it a try. Not far from the two, a woman wearing a veil would definitely make Lin Haoyang shocked if she showed her true face, because this woman is Demon Cultivator Munian C. Lin Haoyang heaved a sigh of relief when he saw that the two hadn't participated in the bidding anymore. The price he paid for this bidding was too great. Even the own magical item was included. In order to make up for the spirit stones, he is now injured. Cultivation base cannot grow in 1 year. In the end, Lin Haoyang and Wang Jizong completed the settlement and finally got the Fengyanju. Immediately, Lin Haoyang left the auction. He was afraid that someone would try to make a decision in his hand, and at this moment, he lacked the magical item in his hand, and his combat power was greatly damaged. Therefore, Lin Haoyang decided to stay in Yekwanfang City for a while, and then return to the state of Wu after his own spirit recovered. After returning from the auction, Lin Haoyang stayed at the Qian Inn. He didn't have a spirit stones on him now. In order to pay the rent, Lin Haoyang also sold the pair of antlers. This pair of antlers was obtained when attacking the purple cloud crystal vein. Although it is a 3rd rank 2nd rank material, its quality has reached the 3rd rank top grade. So it was sold according to the 3rd order top grade materials, and this pair of antlers sold 4,500 spirit stones. With this spirit stones, Lin Haoyang first bought himself a tier 3 mid-level defensive magical item to fill his shortcomings in combat power, and then bought a bottle of medicine pill to treat the soul injury, which cost a total of 3,500 spirit stones. With this medicine pill, Lin Haoyang's soul injury can be healed at least half a year earlier. Lin Haoyang swaggered to live in the Qian Inn, closed-door training in the Immortal Cave every day, not in a hurry, regardless of the monthly rent of 15 spirit stones, so he lived peacefully. The quieter Lin Haoyang, the more anxious the two foundation building cultivators competing with Lin Haoyang. The two have been in Yekwanfang City for 5 months, but Lin Haoyang still has no intention of leaving. In one room, the two foundation building cultivators who had previously competed with Lin Haoyang were discussing in it. What to do? Dage, has this kid already got the news and wants to drag on with us? Zhang Yuan on the 5th floor of the foundation building said. Zhang Shu on the 6th floor of the foundation building frowned. He couldn't guess what Lin Haoyang's idea was, and the mysterious person. Are her words credible? What is that person plotting about Lin Haoyang? According to his observations, the mysterious person's cultivation base is on the 9th floor of the foundation building. Such a strength of the cultivation base can't even deal with a 3-story foundation building cultivator. There must be something tricky in this. However, under the temptation of Feng Yanju, Zhang Shu still decided to seek wealth and wealth. One night, a dark figure broke into Zhang Shu's room. It was Mu Nianxi who came. When he saw Zhang Shu, Mu Nianxi said, "Zhang, fellow Taoist, in 1 month, Lin Haoyang will leave Yequanfang City. Then, it will be the best time to make a move." Zhang Shu held the flying sword magical item in his hand and said, "How did fellow Taoist make me believe in you?" Facing Zhang Shu's question, Mu Nianxi showed no expression on her face, saying, "Go or not, consider yourself." After speaking, Mu Nianxi turned into a black shadow and left, without Zhang Shu, who had a pale complexion. As for the time when Lin Haoyang left, Mu Nianxi was completely guessing. She checked that Lin Haoyang had paid the rent for half a year, and it was due in 1 month. At that time, Lin Haoyang had a high chance of leaving Yequanfang City. 1 month later, Lin Haoyang's soul wound was finally healed. Divine sense penetrated into his body and felt that his own cultivation base began to increase slowly, and Lin Haoyang was relieved. And now Lin Haoyang is about how to return to the country of Wu. He didn't know that Mu Nianxi was secretly conspiring, not to mention that the 2 foundation buildings of the Zhang family had been squatting in Yequanfang City. Lin Haoyang thought that after half a year, there should be no more danger, so he packed his bags and left quietly. At the moment when Lin Haoyang left Qiwan Inn, the steward of Qiwan Inn came to an immortal cave, the emperor's name, and said, "The holy prophet Mu, that person has quietly left just now. Immortal cave hasn't moved very much, he should have already left." And this person called the sage was Mu Nianxi. Upon hearing the news, Mu Nianxi immediately sent a sound transmission talisman to convey the sound to the Zhang family foundation building and Lin Haoyang quietly leaving. "Okay, you leave first. Qi Yan can't be exposed, and there are still 20 years, and Yequanfang City will have to change its name and surname." Mu Nian said kindly. Qi Yuan was inexplicably excited, a trace of blood flashed in his eyes, and said, "This time, the blood ancestors will definitely be awakened. By then, these small countries on the border will fall into our hands." Although Mu Nianxi informed the 2 foundation buildings of Lin Haoyang about Lin Haoyang's whereabouts, she herself did not pursue it. The Tier 4 magic talisman in Lin Haoyang's hand still made her afraid. She hadn't felt that those 2 people could kill Lin Haoyang. Her purpose this time was to let the 2 foundation buildings of the Zhang family consume the charms in Lin Haoyang's hands. The next time she met Lin Haoyang, it was when she took Lin Hao's positive life. Lin Haoyang rushed all the way, leaving Yequanfang City at the fastest speed. Lin Haoyang's full escape speed was no less than the 3rd-order middle-stage cultivator. The 2 of the Zhang family chasing after them were extremely frightened. After Lin Haoyang ran more than 5,000 miles, Zhang Shu and Zhang Yuan gritted their teeth, and each took out a 3rd-tier top-grade charm from the storage bag and pasted it on their bodies. With the magic talisman, the speed of the 2 increased greatly, and then they rushed to Lin Haoyang and forced Lin Haoyang to stop. Seeing the 2, Lin Haoyang was shocked. Unexpectedly, he had been hiding in Yequanfang City for half a year, and the 2 of them were still there. Perseverance. Moreover, when he had just left Yequanfang City, the 2 people chased after him, indicating that this was a letter secretly reported by Qi Yuan in. Immediately, he scolded Qi Yuan in all over his heart. "Lin, fellow Taoist, still hand over the Feng Yanju, I can still keep your whole body, so that you can enter samsara." Zhang Shu said. Lin Haoyang narrowed his eyes, knowing that this battle was inevitable, and the opponent was 2 foundation building middle-stage cultivators. If the 2 were besieged, they would lose after a long battle. Thinking about the power of it, Lin Haoyang immediately urged the soul-fixing technique. A powerful divine sense hit Zhang Yuan, and he himself sacrificed 3 swords and turned into 3-sword ray to cut Zhang Yuan's head straight. Shin, Dantian 3 key points. 10%. Chapter 62 Return. Faced with Lin Haoyang's decisiveness, Zhang Shu was shocked. When he reacted, the soul-fixing technique had already hit Zhang Yuan. Zhang Yuan is just an ordinary foundation-building cultivator. Although the cultivation base is stronger than Lin Haoyang, Zhang Yuan is far behind in terms of the power of the soul. When he was hit by Lin Haoyang's soul-fixing technique, his eyes went black and a sharp pain came in his head. At this moment, Lin Haoyang's flying sword had already been cut to him. Zhang Shu reacted and immediately urged the flying sword in his hand to block a sword ray. At the same time, he offered a third-tier mid-grade defensive magical item to block a sword ray again. Although Zhang Shu reacted extremely quickly, it was impossible to block all sword ray in an instant. A Senkai sword bypassed Zhang Shu from the left and back, and slammed down at Zhang Yuan's neck. All of this was in an instant, but Zhang Yuan was a foundation-building cultivator after all, and the soul-fixing technique could not be controlled for too long. When he opened his eyes again, a sword ray had arrived in front of him. No, before Zhang Yuan even offered the magical item in his hand, he was beheaded by Lin Haoyang with a sword, and died unjustly. The death lamp went out, Zhang Yuan lost control of his body and fell straight to the ground. Seeing Zhang Yuan's death so fast, Zhang Shu's heart was already fascinated, and he didn't even dare to look at Zhang Yuan's body. Even if the foundation-building cultivator falls from such a height, I am afraid it will become a pile of flesh. Lin Haoyang performed the soul-fixing technique, and at the same time urged Flying Sword to cut off Zhang Yuan's head, which was extremely costly. What's more unfavorable was that the soul also pierced, and Lin Haoyang looked pale in such a realm. But Lin Haoyang didn't show the slightest timid look on his face, and the 3 flying swords had been retracted, floating beside Lin Haoyang, waiting for the opportunity. Zhang Shu is the cultivator on the 6th floor of the foundation building. Zhang Shu, who had already had a retreat, saw Lin Haoyang's face pale and overwhelmed, so he became greedy again, and he didn't believe that Lin Haoyang's weird soul attacks could continue to unleash one after another. Zhang Shu urged the flying sword in his hand and headed straight to Lin Haoyang. Zhang Shu Foundation Building's 6th floor cultivation base, which is also the Golden Fire 2 Spiritual Roots Cultivator, displayed the Golden Fire Chain Blade. In the Sea of Fire, many golden blades rose up in the Sea of Fire, turning into a series of sword ray, and came straight to Lin Haoyang. Seeing this scene, Lin Haoyang's complexion condensed. This Shu is extremely powerful. I am afraid that he will have a chance to kill the cultivator on the 7th floor of the foundation building. Facing the overwhelming blazing blades, Lin Haoyang sacrificed the golden umbrella that he had just bought, and urged the Senkai sword to slash at these blazing blades. Boom! Although the Senkai sword Bufin slashed on the fire blade, it was able to smash it to collapse immediately, but the number of fire blades was too much. After the Lujin umbrella was opened, all the blades of fire within 3 feet were blocked by it. As soon as he blocked this strike, Lin Haoyang's heart jumped, and a huge sense of crisis surged into his heart. Lin Haoyang felt bad, and immediately used a secret method to escape from the place. At the moment after Lin Haoyang left, a sword ray cut at his original position. Sword ray fell in the empty space, cutting the ground into a 20 to 30 feet long ravine, and Zhang Shu's figure also appeared in Lin Haoyang's original position. I was quite surprised that Lin Haoyang could avoid this strike. Seeing the mess on the ground, Lin Haoyang felt like a survivor. Lin Haoyang showed a bitter look on his face, and Zhang Shu's cultivation technique was extremely fast. As long as he didn't pay attention, he would take a blow. However, Lin Haoyang had limited means at the moment. If he didn't use soul concentration, he might not be Zhang Shu's opponent. Seeing Lin Haoyang dodging his own killer blow, Zhang Shu was only slightly surprised and ran towards Lin Haoyang again. Lin Haoyang still had a bit of tingling in his soul at this moment. If he forced the soul-setting technique to be used, it would be backlashed. Faced with the current situation, Lin Haoyang planned to perform it again. Looking for death. Look at my 4th order magic talisman. Lin Haoyang yelled and took out the tier 4 magic talisman from the storage bag. Zhang Shu was originally afraid of Lin Haoyang's conspiracy, and was always on guard. Seeing Lin Haoyang took out the 4th order magic talisman, the light stopped. Originally, Zhang Shu was frightened by Lin Haoyang's strange divine soul secret art, but it was only a momentary desire to attack him. Seeing Lin Haoyang really took out a tier 4 magic talisman, where would he dare to fight again? Like a frightened bird, he immediately turned around. Light fled to the distance. Seeing Zhang Shu escape, Lin Haoyang was afraid that he would kill him with a carbine, so he immediately chased Zhang Shu and shouted, "Children, go away. Eat me a tier 4 magic talisman, and see if I don't beat you into ashes." Seeing that Lin Haoyang was chasing with the magic talisman, Zhang Shu suddenly felt flustered. He took out a 3rd order high-grade magic talisman again to stick it on his body, and immediately turned into a light to escape. Lin Haoyang saw Zhang Shu really fleeing, and then stopped. Escape the light. Looking at the tier 4 magic talisman in his hand, Lin Haoyang's mouth raised a faint smile. His move was really unsatisfactory, but Lin Haoyang didn't dare to stay longer and returned to find Zhang Yuan's corpse. At this moment, Zhang Yuan was no longer a man. Lin Haoyang took his storage bag, a real fire rose in his hand, and his body was incinerated. After all this was done, Lin Haoyang once again drove away to Wu Guo. Fortunately, no one else paid attention to him except the two foundation buildings of the Zhang family on the road, but Lin Haoyang still didn't dare to take it carelessly. Lin Haoyang was cautious and took 20 days to return to the territory of Wu. In Yiquanfang City, in the immortal cave of the Emperor of Qianin, Mu Nianxi looked angry. Unexpectedly, Lin Haoyang would play such a hand again. It reminded her of the scene when she was forced to retreat by Lin Haoyang, and said angrily, "A pair of idiots." However, the spirit attack technique is indeed weird. If one is not careful, he will really capsize the ship in Lin Haoyang's hands. After Lin Haoyang returned to the state of Wu, he randomly found a mountain range and hid it. After the 20-odd days of rushing, it was indeed a bit tired. At this time, Lin Haoyang took out Zhang Yuan's storage bag to see if he could make up for some of the losses. It took a stick of incense to kill the imprint of Zhang Yuan's soul, and the contents of the storage bag appeared in Lin Haoyang's eyes. When I saw the contents of the storage bag, my eyes lit up. Lin Haoyang can barely use a third-tier mid-level flying needle, which has a fire attribute. There is also a third-tier low-level defensive magical item. In addition to the two magical items, there are 3,000 spirit stones, a spiritual fruit that grows the cultivation base, 4 bottles of medicine pill, several jade slips, and a pile of sundries. Lin Haoyang didn't expect this person to be so rich. Spirit stones alone had 3,000. More importantly, there was a spiritual fruit that grew the cultivation base. This actually solved Lin Haoyang's troubles. There are still 5 years away from the agreement with Su Linger, but his cultivation base is still on the 3rd floor of the foundation building. If he is cultivated step by step, Lin Haoyang can break through to the 4th floor of the foundation building at most in 5 years. Such a cultivation base is still somewhat reluctantly. And this spiritual fruit gave him the opportunity to hit the 5th floor of the foundation building within 5 years. What shocked Lin Haoyang even more was that those jade slips turned out to be the inheritance of spiritual planters. Although Zhang Yuan was only a 5th-story cultivator in the foundation building, he was a Tier 3 spiritual planter. His value in the Lin family is even greater than that of Zhang Shu, but he is not strong in combat, not good at fighting, and his status in the family is not as good as Zhang Shu. This time, the Feng Yunju was not photographed at the auction, and the two decided to bring some spirit stones with them to avoid accidental loss of all spirit stones. In order to break through the 6th floor of the foundation building, Zhang Yuan secretly bought a spiritual fruit that grew the cultivation base. But he didn't dare to take it, so he had to hide it in a storage bag, but in the end it was all cheaper for Lin Haoyang. Lin Haoyang didn't dare to take it in this uninhabited countryside. He decided to go back to Baixiang Mountain and then closed-door training breakthrough. The Wu border is still more than 70,000 miles away from the Lin family. It took Lin Haoyang more than 3 months to finally return to the Lin family. As soon as he returned to the Lin family, Lin Haoyang called Lin Xiaowen to the Haoshan bamboo house. When he met Lin Xiaowen again, he had already broken through to the 3rd floor of Shantian, but without cultivation technique, he had a spirit power. When Lin Xiaowen saw Lin Haoyang coming back, she also looked at Lin Haoyang expectantly. She knew that Lin Haoyang was going out this time to find cultivation technique for her. Seeing Lin Xiaowen's look expectant, Lin Haoyang, in front of Lin Xiaowen, handed the Fengyan decision to Lin Qianlong and asked Lin Qianlong to teach Lin Xiaowen to practice. Just a few words, and then pulled away and left directly closed-door training, leaving Lin Xiaowen with excitement and Lin Qianlong with gloomy expression. Lin Haoyang, you threw the pot to me again. Will you respect the old and love the young? Lin Xiaowen is weak and weak on the side. Old ancestor, I feel that Uncle Lin still loves me. 11%. Chapter 63 Unknown Beast Den. The corners of Lin Qianlong's mouth twitched slightly. Lin Haoyang and Lin Xiaowen were his natural nemesis. Because of Lin Xiaowen's relationship, the Lin family adjusted the number of times mortals check spiritual roots to 2, once at the age of 8 and once at the age of 10. In this way, the Lin family disciple's cultivation bottom line has been advanced by 2 years, so his path will go a little longer. Time has passed quietly. Lin Haoyang has been closed-door training for 2 years, and Lin Xiaowen is also 12 years old. Compared to the little girl at the beginning, she is now taller and taller. Cultivation base has also reached the 7th floor of Shantian, Feng Yunju is very suitable for her cultivation, and Lin Xiaowen can already release some wind blades. One day, Lin Xiaowen was cultivating in Haoshan alone, using Feng Yunju to cut a wind blade straight to the huge boulder not far away. Boom! The boulder was chopped by the wind blade and immediately turned into a piece of rubble splashing. Papa! A round of applause came from behind, and someone said, "Yes, it was not in vain that I sacrificed my life to win this Feng Yunju. But you have not grasped the essence of this move, and when you urge the wind blade to cut it open, rather than smash it, you will be a beginner." Hearing this voice, Lin Xiaowen's face was happy, and she turned around to see that it was Lin Haoyang who had just finished closed-door training. With that spiritual fruit, Lin Haoyang finally advanced to the 4th floor of the foundation building, and the spirit power rose all the way to the middle stage of the 4th floor. Lin Haoyang is sure to break through again within 3 years and reach the 5th floor of the foundation building. Uncle Haoyang. Lin Xiaowen was overjoyed, and she ran over to hug Lin Haoyang's arm with joy. Lin Haoyang petted Lin Xiaowen's head and said, "Yes, it's already 7th floor Shantian. I am afraid that in 2 years, you will be able to break through to the coagulation state." We said yes, as long as I cultivate to the Ningmei realm, let me bring my parents up to the mountain. Lin Xiaowen smiled and said, "Okay, Xiaowen first cultivate to the Ningmei realm before talking." Lin Haoyang asked Lin Xiaowen to talk about the situation in the clan for the past 2 years. There were 2 major events. 3 months ago, there was heavy rain in the Zunjia County near Lin's family, forming a rolling torrent. After the torrent, a small mountain collapsed, leaving a huge collapse pit. The depth of the pit is not bottomed. From time to time, demonic beasts fled. Come out to harm the people. The county magistrate of the inspection county noticed that the situation was not good, so he immediately notified the Lin family cultivator, and the Lin family cultivator stationed near the inspection county went to check. The Lin family cultivator only dived into the cave for a while and encountered 2 second-tier demonic beasts. He was just a second-tier cultivator, not an opponent of the 2 demonic beasts. He immediately fled. He knew the matter was serious, and he was notified about the matter. Lin Qianlong. Lin Qianlong received the news and had already taken a team of troops to inspect the county to check the situation. He has not yet returned. In another matter, the elder of the foundation building of the Bai family ran out of life a year ago and had already driven to the west. As a result, the strength of the Bai family plummeted. 6 months ago, Bai Zonkang came to visit the Lin family, hoping that Lin Haoyang and Bai Qingyan would get married sooner or later. Truly become a Dao companion. After listening, Lin Haoyang frowned. These 2 things were not good. An unknown cave appeared in the Lin family, and demonic beasts appeared. Lin Qianlong went to march and failed to solve it. It can be seen that the matter is very difficult. But Bai Zonkang was eager to let Lin Haoyang and Bai Qingyan get married late, because the relationship between the 2 had indeed reached the point of being married. Another point is that the Bai family's current situation is entirely supported by Bai Zonkang. Although Bai Qingyan is supporting the Qingyan sect, it is still difficult to support, so he wants to tie the Lin family's chariot. Lin Haoyang is actually not worried about Bai Zonkang's reliance on the Bai family. At the beginning, Bai Zonkang didn't dislike him, and promised him a daughter with different spiritual roots. He had long regarded Bai Zonkang as his own father-in-law. What Lin Haoyang worries about is that based on the current situation of the Bai family, it will be difficult to obtain benefits in the next wasteland reclamation season, unless the Bai family can provide 2 or 3 more foundation building cultivators. Lin Haoyang has decided to complete the agreement with Su Ling'er by then, take out 2 of the foundation building dans he harvested as a betrothal gift, and generously marry Bai Qingyan, but this matter is not in a hurry for the time being. Now the first thing is to figure out what is going on in that crypt in the county. Lin Qianlong is not there, and now he is in charge of Lin Xuanjia. Since the foundation building, Lin Feiyu has replaced Lin Xuanjia in the first line of Fengyuanfang City and Pingyang City. In the past 4 years, Lin Xuanjia has also broken through to the 2nd floor of the foundation building. After pointing Lin Xiaowen to practice, Lin Haoyang found Lin Xuanjia and asked about the details of the county crypts. Lin Xuanjia saw that Lin Haoyang left the pass and the cultivation base had reached the 4th floor of the foundation building. The situation said a bit. Lin Qianlong sent back news that there might be an underground river in the crypt of Zunbian County, and those demonic beasts came from this underground river. But that underground river was 100 meters wide and buried extremely deep. If it hadn't been for this heavy rain, the ground would have collapsed and it would have been impossible to expose it. It would not be possible to remove the demonic beasts inside. After hearing Lin Xuanjia's narration, Lin Haoyang narrowed his eyes. Underground river. There are also demonic beasts lurking, and Lin Haoyang feels that this is not that simple. There are demonic beasts mixed into it, indicating that this dark river is likely to be connected to the wilderness, and the hidden demonic beasts inside are unknown. Lin Haoyang was worried about the safety of Lin Ganlong, so he decided to visit the county as well, so he said. I'm a little worried about the patriarch. I ordered 20 condensed vein Zontang clan members and went to Zunjun County with the head of the mineral hall. I will join the patriarch first. After that, Lin Haoyang didn't wait much, so he went straight to Zunjia County. Lin Xuanjia originally had the idea of supporting Lin Qianlong. Now that the hall master had spoken, he had no worries. He immediately clicked on the 20 battle hall condensing vein, and found Lin Shufeng, the head of the mineral hall, and asked them to patrol the county. Although he is the deputy head of the battle hall, the Lin family still needs to leave a foundation building cultivator to stay at the gate and cannot get away. Zunjun County is 4,000 miles away from Baixiang Mountain. It is a mortal settlement county under the Lin family, with a population of about 50,000. This heavy rain caused floods and caused almost no grain harvest in Zunjun County. Bringing food from other places for disaster relief. Lin Haoyang hurried to the southwest of Zunbian County. 2 days later, he finally rushed to Zunjian County. When he arrived, the disaster situation in Zunbian County had been suppressed, and the people added a new round of crops. Next, pray for a good harvest. Lin Haoyang swept past the county government office, did not stop much, and went straight to the crypt. After an hour, Lin Haoyang rushed to the place of the crypt. Looking down from the air, the crypt is in a group of mountains, and the surrounding mountains stand tall, but near the crypt, a deep pit appears out of thin air, like a giant beast swallowing the mountain in one bite, leaving only a black swarf of the hole. Lin Haoyang went down with his sword. After 3 months of repairing, the surface of this crypt has been cleaned up. Lin Qianlong was sitting outside the cave at this moment. Seeing Lin Haoyang's sword coming, his face was happy, and he said to Lin Haoyang, Haoyang, not bad, the 4th floor of the foundation building is finally here. Lin Haoyang nodded and said, leave aside this, patriarch, what's the situation here? Speaking of the collapsed area of the crypt, Lin Qianlong's expression changed and said, this place is more complicated than I thought. I went in twice and killed 4 tier 3 demonic beasts, but the demonic beasts inside seemed endless. After the killing, new demonic beasts would be added. But these demonic beasts have a characteristic. They only have 3 types: earth dragons, crypt spiders, and ventral scorpions. Quote. Hearing Lin Qianlong's analysis, Lin Haoyang frowned. It seemed that he had a good idea. This barren land connected by an underground river must be the territory of these 3 demonic beasts. Lin Haoyang is now worried that if Tier 3 demonic beasts can follow this dark river to patrol the county, whether Tier 4, Tier 5 or even higher demonic beasts will sneak in along this dark river. Even if a Tier 5 demonic beast sneak in, the Lin family will face the disaster of extinction, but if the high-ranked demonic beasts cannot sneak in, then this place will become a treasure of the Lin family, which can hunt demonic beasts for a long time, compared to going there. Wild, countless times safer. 11%. Chapter 64 Entering the Cave. Lin Haoyang's worry is exactly Lin Qianlong's. The reason why he asked Lin Xuanjia to send people to increase staff was to see if this dark river could smuggle over high-ranked demonic beasts. After waiting for 7 days, Lin Shufeng and more than 20 people finally arrived. Together with the people from the 20 battle hall that Lin Qianlong had brought before, there were 2 foundation buildings and more than 40 cultivators in this lineup. Even if you encounter demonic beasts of Tier 4, you can still fight. Be prepared. Everyone entered the collapsed crypt, a section of the entrance the Lin family had cleared out before. There are basically no demonic beasts, but as Lin Haoyang and others continue to deepen, after about 600 to 700 meters, they can no longer see sun. Some fire spiritual roots cultivator raised a real fire one after another, brightening the lights in the crypt. At this point, some Tier 1 and Tier 2 demonic beasts appeared, but in front of the Lin family's many cultivators, they were simply vulnerable to a single blow, and they could be killed in an instant by the combined efforts of everyone. Lin Haoyang and Lin Qianlong didn't make any moves. They wanted to prevent the third-order demonic beasts from suddenly making a move to avoid unnecessary losses. Everyone advanced another 400 to 500 meters, and Lin Qianlong suddenly said, when I entered the cave for the first time, I was the Tier 3 Earth Dragon that I met here. With Lin Qianlong's reminder, Lin Haoyang was more careful. Since there is a Tier 3 demonic beasts, there is a second one. Lin Haoyang didn't dare to be careless, and sacrificed all 3 swords with 3 talents, playing around him. The same is true for Lin Qianlong. What he sacrificed was a blood-red sword of tier 3 top grade. When Lin Haoyang saw this sword, he was shocked. It was the first time he saw Lin Qianlong sacrifice this sword. Looking at the blood red on the knife, Lin Haoyang, there is a feeling that the color of this knife is dyed red with blood. For a moment, Lin Haoyang couldn't help but think of Lin Qianlong's record more than 30 years ago. One person killed 3 tier 3 late-stage demonic beasts. This is the real fierce man. Seeing Lin Haoyang staring at herself, said, "My knife has some stories. It has killed more enemies than you think." Lin Qianlong said that. Lin Haoyang didn't feel that Lin Qianlong was exaggerating, so he nodded obediently. It was Lin Qianlong who supported the Lin family over the years, and the Lin family did not perish in the erosion of the Lu and Ma family. "Well, go ahead," Lin Ganlong said. Everyone continued to go deep into the cave, where the second-tier top-grade demonic beasts had already begun to appear, but the third-tier demonic beasts still did not appear. Tier 3 demonic beasts are not low in wisdom. They may have noticed that Lin Haoyang is too strong and they are hiding somewhere and dare not show up. After walking 1,500 meters, I could already hear the sound of a huge stream of water. Lin Haoyang knew that it was the sound of the underground river. I am afraid that there is still a distance of 500 meters from here. But at this moment Lin Haoyang stopped, called Lin Shufeng, and said, "Uncle Feng, see if there is anything wrong here." Lin Shufeng is a second-tier middle-grade mineral seeker, and he is best at the Lin family for geological minerals. It is very difficult to practice mine hunting, and it is necessary to delay a lot of practice time and travel around exploring the wilderness. Therefore, the cultivation base of mine hunters is not high. Lin Shu became a second-tier middle-grade mine seeker as a sparse character, because he is extremely talented in this technique, but now he is 51 years old and cannot exchange for foundation building Dan for a few years. I am afraid that in this life there is no hope anymore. From the current point of view, most of this neighborhood is carbon stone rock, which is easily corroded by the impact of rain. This crypt was formed under the impact of long-term water. In addition to this main cave, there should be many branch caves. Connected everywhere, these branch caves are likely to hide demonic beasts. However, I did not expect that there is such a large amount of carbonite here. Lin Shufeng said. "Oh, reconciliation?" Lin Qianlong asked curiously. Lin Shufeng smiled, walked to the stone wall and broke off a piece of carbon rock, saying, "Where there is carbon rock, it is very likely that Xuanwu mine will be associated with it." Although he doesn't understand ore, Lin Haoyang knows about Xuanwu mine. Xuanwu mine is a second-order high-grade ore. Because of its hard texture, it is often used to make armor. If the Lin family can also own a Xuanwu mine, it can also be refined out of the standard black gold armor. Not to mention it is another important source of financial resources. Just by refining the standard armor, the combat power of the Lin family's cultivator can get a lot of ascension. Lin Qianlong was also a little excited. If everyone in the Lin family can have a movement technique armor, then the Lin family will get more benefits during the wasteland reclamation season. Lin Qianlong said excitedly. How to determine if there is a black gold mine here? Lin Shufeng looked at the caves everywhere, and said, "Wujin mine is easy to identify. Although it is mixed with carbon rock, its black copper color is very conspicuous. The main reason is that it is too big to find now. What we have to do now is to explore all the branch holes here. Again. See if there is a Wujin mine. If you want to mine ores, you can't be disturbed by demonic beasts. All the demonic beasts hidden here must be killed." Quote. Listening to Lin Shufeng's words, Lin Haoyang frowned slightly. At a distance of more than 1,000 meters, the branch hole was no less than 600, which is all the difference. I am afraid that it will not be finished in 2 or 3 months. But the Wujin mine was too important to be worth the Lin family's effort. Lin Haoyang looked at Lin Ganlong and saw Lin Ganlong nodding his head as well. The matter was thus settled. Next, every 5 people will be divided into groups, each equipped with a spiritual roots cultivator, and start to explore these branch caves, first to kill the remaining demonic beasts in the cave, and second to find the Yuji and hidden in the carbon rock mine. However, everyone should be aware that there may be tier 3 demonic beasts hidden in these complex caves. You must be careful. Once you find traces of tier 3 demonic beasts, don't fall in love with you, withdraw immediately, and wait for me or the patriarch to solve it. Lin Haoyang said. Everyone also understands the value of Wujin Mine, and immediately divide the team and prepare to explore these complex caves. However, before that, Lin Haoyang and Lin Ganlong decided to go to the Dark River to take a look. At the end of the crypt is an underground river, about 100 meters wide. It can be seen that there are still some demonic beasts' corpses in the river. These are supposed to be drowned in the river when they fell into the underground river before they could get ashore. Roar. Suddenly, there was a roar from the Dark River, and then a huge tail needle pierced the river water and rushed towards Lin Haoyang. Why is Lin Haoyang? Because Lin Haoyang was obviously weaker. Lin Qianlong smiled when he saw this. It seemed that these Tier 3 demonic beasts couldn't hide it. The owner of this tail needle was a Tier 3 middle-grade pneumococcal scorpion. Lin Haoyang's reaction was also extremely fast. The Senkai sword was originally suspended by his side. At this moment, seeing the tail needle stabbing, 2 flying swords immediately cut off the tail needle, and the other one went straight to the body of the plastron scorpion in the river. Go! The poisonous needle hit the 2 flying swords, but it only ended up evenly. After Lin Haoyang broke through the foundation building on the 4th floor, his spirit power was not as strong as the foundation building's 6-layer cultivator. This plastron poisonous scorpion wanted to fight with him, so obviously he chose wrong opponent. The flying sword that was slashed into the water was blocked by a pair of plastron scorpion's tongs. Although it did not cause much damage, it forced the scorpion out of the water. When the plastron scorpion saw Lin Haoyang, a human cultivator who used the insidious trick, he was furious, brandishing a pair of pliers and heading straight for Lin Haoyang, but its poisonous tail needle was hidden behind his body, ready to launch a killing blow. Seeing that Lin Haoyang's attack failed to work, Lin Qianlong said, "Do you need help?" Lin Haoyang smiled and said, "Need not." Immediately, the 3-handed Senkai sword lifted into the air again, only this time under the 1-handed Senkai sword, a flying needle with the length of the fingers and the thickness of the chopsticks was hidden. The flying probe is attached to the flying sword, and demonic beasts is not smart enough to find it. This flying needle was captured from Zhang Yuan. The flying sword method of hiding flying needles was also his first thought when he was in closed-door training. Seeing the 3 flying swords cut, the poisonous scorpion immediately urged the pair of clamps to block a sword ray. When the last sword ray flew, the tail needle suddenly flashed and drew on the side of the flying sword, and the flying sword was about to be pumped. It has to be inserted on the rock wall. The tail needle sucked flying sword. Taking advantage of the situation, he drew it to Lin Haoyang again. Facing the extremely fast tail needle, Lin Haoyang just smiled, a hand seals in his hand, and a flying sword blocked by a pair of clamps suddenly lit up with flames. A flying needle suddenly shot out from behind the sword. The poisonous scorpion did not react quickly. The flying needle immediately pierced its head. The flying needle also brought up a flame, scorching the poisonous scorpion's head to black. A Tier 3 demonic beast was so easy. Died in the hands of Lin Haoyang. Seeing this scene, Lin Qianlong clapped his hands and said, "Ha ha ha, not bad. This trick flying sword is good for hiding flying needles." 11%. Chapter 65 Wujin Mine. Lin Haoyang just smiled, and then dismembered this 3rd-tier middle-grade plastron scorpion. This crypt really gave him a surprise. If he went to the wild to hunt down such a plastron scorpion himself, Lin Haoyang, it takes a lot of effort. After a stick of incense, Lin Haoyang put the scorpion in a storage bag, leaving only some blood stains on the spot. Lin Haoyang said, "Patriarch, it depends on whether there will be any more high-rank demonic beasts. I'm afraid it will be in the water." Lin Qianlong thought for a while and decisively said, "Okay, let's dive into the water." The 2 of them did not hesitate, and immediately jumped into the water. The water in the dark river was cold and biting. Lin Haoyang held up a spirit power cover to prevent the river from entering 3 inches around him, and Lin Qianlong did the same. The river water is not only icy and bitter, but also undercurrent surging. If you don't pay attention, you may be rolled up by the river water and brought to the bottom of the river. Presumably, the demonic beasts' corpses that were floating on the river before appeared just like this. Moving forward in the dark river, Lin Haoyang had to use 50% of his strength to avoid being swept away by the river. After 20 to 30 miles, the river was still dark. At this moment, only half of the spirit stones in Lin Haoyang's body were left. If he continued to move forward, he might encounter an unpredictable danger. The 2 decided to go back the same way. It took almost 2 hours for the 2 of them to go there, and there was not much spirit power left in Lin Haoyang's body. Lin Qianlong's cultivation base was already in the late stage of the foundation building, which was relatively easy. However, with this launch, Lin Haoyang affirmed that it is impossible for the high-ranked demonic beasts to sneak in from this underground river. Because there is no spirit power, no sunshine, and no end in the dark river, it is impossible for demonic beasts to stay in such a place for long. The demonic beasts in those caves should have been flooded in a wild area during the previous heavy rains. A large number of demonic beasts were swept into underground rivers and followed the rivers to the territory of Zunyu County, which happened to have collapsed. The surviving demonic beasts followed the crypt to the ground of Zunjia County. However, how many demonic beasts have come ashore from the dark river and hidden in the branch cave is unknown, and everyone in the Lin family needs to clean up a little bit. In the end, Lin Qianlong and Lin Haoyang joined forces to defeat the entrance to the underground river, and countless rebels blocked the entrance. In this way, even if there are demonic beasts in the underground river, it is impossible to enter from here. After doing all this, Lin Haoyang and the two returned to join the crowd, and began to organize manpower to check the branch hole and search for the Wujin mine. 40 people, divided into 8 teams, returned to the cave entrance to explore one by one, and each team explored one branch. Lin Qianlong explored the cave alone, no slower than the 4 teams, while Lin Haoyang sat in the center to avoid casualties of Tier 3 demonic beasts. A little bit of time passed. Everyone has been in the hole for more than 3 months, strangling 5 Tier 3 demonic beasts, hundreds of second-level demonic beasts, and Tier 1 demonic beasts basically not, and demonic beasts that are too weak will not survive long. River rafting. This kind of battle result also cost the Lin family 3 deaths and 5 injuries. The Lin family has now advanced 1,500 meters, and there are still 500 meters to explore these branch caves, but everyone in Wujin mine still couldn't see it. The last 500 meters distance is also the most dangerous distance. According to previous experience, the closer you get to the inside, the stronger the hidden demonic beasts. For safety reasons, Lin Qianlong arranges a group of 10 people and 10 cultivators. Relying on the formation, it can also last for a while under the Tier 3 demonic beasts. Soon, another month passed. Because of the reduction of the search team, the speed was cut by half. The last 200 meters of the Lin Ganlong decided to be explored by Lin Haoyang and Lin Ganlong alone, because the last 500 meters can be found every 100 meters. A third-order demonic beasts. The last time I met was a Tier 3 middle-grade demonic beasts, but fortunately, it was Lin Qianlong who met and died under the blood knife without causing any storm. The rest of the Lin family repaired in place, and Lin Haoyang and Lin Qianlong explored various branch caves respectively. 10 days later, Lin Haoyang and 2 of them killed a 3rd-tier mid-level crypt spider, and more than 30 2nd-tier demonic beasts. Finally, there were 2 caves left. Lin Haoyang and Lin Qianlong decided to give it one last try. It means that there is really no place here, but the demonic beasts killed by this trip alone is enough for the Lin family to make a fortune, and its value is no less than tens of thousands of spirit stones. For the Lin family, this heavy rain was simply a rain of spirit stones. Lin Haoyang and Lin Ganlong went into the cave separately, and Lin Haoyang was very careful about this last cave. A real fire rose to illuminate the cave wall, and slowly explored forward. However, Lin Haoyang stopped short of walking. There was a pool of blood in the cave. Although it had dried up, its rich spirit power had not completely dissipated. Lin Haoyang could feel that this was a Tier 4 demonic beast left behind after being injured. Down. Lin Haoyang silently swallowed his saliva, his heart already beating to his throat, and he dared not to look forward anymore, and carefully stepped back. Although the bloodstain of the light screen cannot be concluded that there are Tier 4 demonic beasts here, they may have left this place long ago. But if there really is a Tier 4 demonic beasts in the cave, Lin Haoyang is not an opponent. For safety reasons, Lin Haoyang decided to withdraw first, and discuss with the patriarch before making plans. But at this moment, a horrible breath suddenly appeared on the dark side of the cave, a pair of blood-red eyes appeared out of thin air, and huge pupils stared directly at Lin Haoyang. Lin Haoyang was horrified, but he didn't dare to escape. In front of Tier 4 demonic beasts, he couldn't escape. Lin Haoyang could only hope that Lin Qianlong would finish exploring another cave soon. On the other side, Lin Qianlong was also caught in a bitter fight. He encountered a crypt spider that had always been a 3rd-tier top grade. This crypt spider had been covered with spider webs in the cave and set up traps, even if Lin Qianlong wanted to kill this one. Crypt spiders all take a while. Lin Haoyang has reached a stalemate here. Lin Haoyang feels something is wrong. A Tier 4 demonic beast is still so hesitant to face the foundation building cultivator. There must be something tricky in it. Lin Haoyang decided to take a risk. Originally, these Tier 4 demonic beasts were hiding in the darkness. Lin Haoyang could only see a pair of huge blood pupils, and couldn't see the true face at all. But judging by the 3 demonic beasts that appeared in the crypt, this Tier 4 demonic beast is very likely to be an earth dragon and a severely injured earth dragon. Lin Haoyang's eyes moved and he ran spirit power to the real fire in his hand. The real fire had a large influx of spirit power, and the fire suddenly rose, and the entire cave was illuminated. The rock wall was full of black gold. Under such real fire, Tier 4 demonic beasts finally revealed their true face. Just as Lin Haoyang had judged, this earth dragon was seriously injured. It can be seen that the earth dragon has a huge wound from the neck and neck to the abdomen. It was not cut by a sharp blade, but shattered by a huge impact. There were only 3 of the original 4 legs at this moment. Earth Dragon's eyes were fixed on Lin Haoyang, his mouth was savagely open, and sharp beast teeth could be seen. Seeing the terrible situation of the Tier 4 Earth Dragon, Lin Haoyang was not sad but happy, and the Earth Dragon was so badly injured, then the Lin family would work together to kill this Tier 4 Earth Dragon. Killing Tier 4 Earth Dragon, the Lin family can obtain a Tier 4 Monster Core. With the Monster Core, the Lin family can ask Qingyun Zongxiao Yikai to help refine the foundation building pill. After removing the more than 10,000 spirit stones of ingredients, the Lin family will earn a big 4. With 5 foundation building dans, in this way, the strength of the Lin family will get an unprecedented ascension. Lin Haoyang suppressed the excitement in his heart and began to weaken the real fire until it extinguished. Lin Haoyang estimated that in 2 more months, the Earth Dragon's injury would be healed, so there were still 2 months left for the Lin family. Lin Haoyang slowly withdrew. The Earth Dragon did not pursue Lin Haoyang, but instead allowed him to retreat. Out of the branch hole, Lin Haoyang's feet were soft, and he directly sat on the ground, looking embarrassed. 11%. Chapter 66 8 Foundation Building. Seeing Lin Haoyang withdrew, Lin Shufeng and the others immediately gathered to ask about the situation, but Lin Haoyang stretched out his hand to stop everyone. Before you have absolute certainty, don't act rashly. If you really let Tier 4 Earth Dragon work hard, no one in the Lin family can stop it. Lin Shufeng and others were stopped by Lin Haoyang, filled with puzzlement, but looking at Lin Haoyang's appearance, he must have found something in that support cave. At this moment, there was a loud noise in Lin Ganlong's cave, followed by a scream. Lin Haoyang was happy, knowing that Lin Ganlong had solved the demonic beasts inside. In the branch cave, Lin Qianlong withdrew the blood knife from the corpse of the crypt spider. The blood knife absorbed the blood of the crypt spider, making it even more coquettish. Lin Qianlong did not deal with the corpse of the cave spider, but hurried out immediately. He has been fighting here for so long and Lin Haoyang did not show up. It can only show that Lin Haoyang is in trouble, and it is difficult to get out for a while. When Lin Qianlong rushed out of the branch cave, he saw Lin Haoyang staring at the cave in front of him dignifiedly. What he held in his hand was the Tier 4 magic talisman he gave to Lin Haoyang for self-defense. Seeing this scene, Lin Qianlong's heart sighed. Lin Hao must have encountered Tier 4 demonic beasts, otherwise he wouldn't take the Tier 4 magic talisman out. Seeing Lin Qianlong coming out, Lin Haoyang said, "Patriarch, there is a badly wounded Tier 4 demon earth dragon in this branch cave. Although it was badly injured, it is close to the Dark River. If you use the magic talisman, I am afraid that the Dark River will burst its banks again, and we will also be in danger." Lin Haoyang took out the Tier 4 magic talisman to scare the Tier 4 Earth Dragon beast, and he had already let Lin Shufeng and others withdraw from here. Even if Tier 4 demonic beasts wanted to attack, Lin Haoyang was sure to die with them. "What should I do? Do you want to give up?" Lin Qianlong asked. The reason why the Tier 4 Earth Dragon hides in this branch cave is because there is a Wujin mine inside. The Wujin mine attracts spirit power that drifts between the world and the earth, and the Tier 4 Earth Dragon is just taking advantage of it to heal injuries. According to my estimation, in 2 more months, the 4th level Earth Dragon's injury will be healed. At that time, I am afraid I can only report to Qingyunzong and let the Golden Core Cultivator handle the matter. Lin Haoyang said with a bitter smile at the end. Lin Qianlong's eyebrows are slightly frowned, and he understands the seriousness of the matter. Should he take a gamble? If it succeeds, relying on the inner alchemy of this Tier 4 demonic beasts, the Lin family will have a few more foundation building cultivators and the strength will surely increase. But if the bet fails, the Lin family may also be defeated by the 4th level demonic beasts. Seeing Lin Qianlong hesitated, Lin Haoyang said, Patriarch. The Lin family now has 4 people in the foundation building, plus 5 people from Chu Mengyao. Grandma Xuanlin should also have finished guarding the Xianjing mine. Together with Qingyan, they will be 7 people. Then they will be called father-in-law. There are a total of 8 people in the foundation building. This time I personally went to the Azure Cloud sect in exchange for a Tier 4 formation that restrains the Earth Dragon. I am 70% sure that I can take this Tier 4 Earth Dragon. Quote. After hearing Lin Haoyang's words, Lin Qianlong was very moved. According to Lin Haoyang, he was really sure. He was not an indecisive person. He immediately said. Then put pressure on the destiny of the Lin family, and leave it to me here. Even if it goes mad, I am sure to escape. You can only make your own decision on how to inspire these people. Lin Haoyang nodded. He still believed in Lin Qianlong's strength. He immediately withdrew and prepared to invite these people. The crypt is a bit complicated. A month ago, Lin Qianlong ordered Lin Xuanyu to return to Baixiang Mountain to deal with the unexpected. Therefore, now there are 2 foundation building cultivators in Baixiangshan, and Lin Haoyang immediately retired 3 letters. 1 to Lin Xuanjia to clarify the matter here, let Lin Xuanjia and Lin Xuanyu set out to invite people separately, 1 to Bai Zonkang, on the condition of a foundation building pill, ask him to help. Lin Haoyang knows that Bai Zonkang absolutely does not will refuse. 1 will be given to Chu Mengyao, on the condition of getting golden core for him in the future, let her come to help out, and Chu Mengyao will definitely agree. After writing the 3 letters, Lin Shufeng took them back to the Lin family and fought the Tier 4 demonic beasts in a small cave. Because the formation was not able to be used, the number of people was not dominant, and it might become a burden. And he himself drove the escape light and went straight to the Azure Cloud sect. This time it was urgent. The longer it was delayed, the more the Tier 4 Earth Dragon's injuries would recover and the more difficult it would be to deal with. Half a month later, Lin Haoyang came to Qingyunzong. This time, Lin Haoyang didn't call out the 2 with the sound transmission talisman. After entering the gate of Qingyunzong Mountain, Lin Haoyang drove straight to the Zufeng Mountain. 3 hours later, a retreat light suddenly fell in the Zufeng Mountain. Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan, who were chatting and drinking tea, moved their eyes and offered magical items separately, thinking that someone was going to attack Zufeng Mountain. Chu, don't get me wrong, 2 beauties, it's me. At this time, Lin Haoyang walked out of the bamboo forest with embarrassment. Seeing that the person here was Lin Haoyang, Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan looked at each other and couldn't help laughing. Lin Xuanlin joked. Haoyang, what are you doing? So eager to see your wife. But Lin Haoyang looked serious and ignored Lin Xuanlin's joking, saying, I have a very important thing to say this time. So, Lin Haoyang was about to besiege 4th-level demonic beasts and told the 2 women again. Although Lin Haoyang was 70% sure, the risk was not small. Lin Haoyang dared to take this risk because he had soul-defining skills, which could be crucial. Time is around the world. Bai Qingyan has now completed the 4th floor of the foundation building, and Lin Xuanlin is a little weaker, but has reached the 3rd floor of the foundation building. By that time, with Lin Haoyang, Lin Xuanjia, Lin Xuanyu, and Chu Mengyao, with the 4th order formation, they have been able to temporarily suppress the 4th-level demonic beasts. Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang are both masters of the foundation building late stage. They are the main attackers, and they are responsible for suppressing. At the critical moment, Lin Haoyang will use his weird spirit technique again. The grasp is not small, and the 2 women decided immediately. Dry. After the 2 women agreed, Lin Haoyang asked them to exchange for a set of the 4th order formation of demonic beasts of the restraint soil system prison wood locking god formation. The price of Tier 4 formation is not low. Lin Haoyang took out 3,000 spirit stones, and the 2 women added 3,000 contribution points for a total of 6,000 spirit stones. Only then did this prisoner lock god formation get his hands. But it was already night at the moment, and the 3 of them took a rest for 1 night, and then rushed to Zunjun County the next day. When Lin Haoyang returned, only Chu Mengyao and Lin Xuanyu arrived. The Bai family was the furthest away from the Lin family, and it took the longest time to go back and forth. After waiting for another 2 days, Lin Xuanjia and Bai Zonkang rushed to Zunjun County. So far, a small Zunjun County has gathered 8 foundation building cultivators. At this moment, it has been 1 month and 3 days since Lin Haoyang and the others left. Everyone did not dare to delay any longer, and immediately became familiar with formation. After so many years, Lin Xuanjia's formation technique has broken through to the 3rd tier middle grade. Although it is not possible to refine fourth order formation, it is not a problem to understand and master it. Lin Xuanjia explained on the side that it only took 3 days for everyone to master this prisoner wood unlock God array, and could spend 80% of its power. At this moment, 1 month and 6 days have passed. Lin Haoyang felt that he could not wait any longer, and the 7 immediately descended into the cave, preparing to punish the Tier 4 Earth Dragon. Lin Qianlong, who had been guarding the crypt for more than a month, breathed a sigh of relief when everyone came here. Everyone, demonic beasts of Tier 4 are terrifying, so remember not to take it lightly. Even if there is Tier 4 formation, you can't be completely sure. Lin Qianlong, when is it so hard? Let's go, kill Tier 4 demonic beasts, I want to have a good meal with you. You have to bring out the good wine you treasured. Bai Zonkang said. Okay, my monkey stuffed for you to drink openly. Lin Qianlong said. Lin Haoyang knows that Bai Zonkang is alleviating pressure. Many of these are foundation-building early-stage cultivators. Facing the fourth-order demonic beasts, they are still a little scared. Lin Xuanjia took out the formation plate of the prison woodlock god formation, pressed one hand on the formation plate, the spirit power in his hand was looming, as long as his mind moved, the formation could be activated in an instant. Lin Haoyang took a deep breath and said, "Go, cut it off." 11%. Chapter 67. Beheading. The 8 people walked into the branch hole, and the 2 foundation-building late-stage cultivators, Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang, walked in front, followed by Lin Haoyang, Lin Xuanlin, and Bai Qingyan. Lin Xuanjia was in the middle to control the prisoner lock god array. Lin Xuanyu and Chu Mengyao 2 cultivation base as the weakest, responsible for keeping the last. The moment he entered the cave, Lin Xuanjia opened the prisoner woodlock god array, and vines with the thickness of thighs grew and spread around the people, and they continued to spread forward as the people moved. Lin Qianlong propped up a group of real fire in front of him to illuminate the way forward, clenching the blood knife in his hand, not daring to care. Bai Zonkang offered a blue water dragon pearl. 2 water dragons coiled on the water dragon pearl, staring straight at the depths of the cave. Roar. Sensing the attack from the crowd, Tier 4 Earth Dragon couldn't help it. With a roar, a tail draped in scales drew, and wherever the tail passed, the boulder fell apart. But just when the tails were about to draw Lin Qianlong and Bai Qingyan, dozens of vines suddenly drilled out of the rock wall, trapping the Earth Dragon's tail firmly, making it impossible to move at all. Lin Xuanjia kept staring at him. As long as the Earth Dragon couldn't calm down and attacked, he would fall into the prison tree lock god array. Sure enough, as the vines entangled the tail of the Earth Dragon, more vines continued to drill out of the rock wall and went straight to the Earth Dragon. At the same time, Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang saw the opportunity and urged magical item to attack the Earth Dragon. However, the Earth Dragon is finally Tier 4 demonic beasts. Before more vines are encircled, the scales on the tail of the Earth Dragon are turned into blades, and the vines wound around the tail are cut and shattered. After escaping the control of the vines, the Earth Dragon turned around fiercely, and a huge beast claw blocked the attacks of both Lin Qianlong and Bai Qingyan. Seeing this scene, Lin Haoyang's eyes shrank slightly. Unexpectedly, Tier 4 demonic beasts would be so difficult to deal with. Lin Xuanjia's expression remained unchanged, and the fierce hand seals of his right hand fell on the formation. Lin Haoyang felt a suction from the formation, drawing more spirit power from Lin Haoyang and others into the formation. The prisoner's locking god array received a lot of spirit power, and more vines gushed out to entangle the Earth Dragon, and this time the color of the vines turned black. This is the second change of the prisoner's locking god array. The intensity of ascension has tripled, but the spirit power absorbed has also tripled. Countless black vines drilled out of the rock wall, wrapping the Earth Dragon in one fell swoop, as if they were wrapped in rice dumplings. The Earth Dragon wanted to repeat the old trick, and his scales stood up, as if his whole body was covered with swords. But this time the scales did not work. The dark black vines were extremely tough, and it was the wooden spirit power that restrained him. In a short time, it was unable to break free from the shackles of these vines. Lin Qianlong saw the right time, and with a move of the blood knife in his hand, he cut straight to the wound of the Tier 4 Earth Dragon. Bai Zonkang urged 2 water dragons, each spit out a water sword, and went straight to the eyes of the Earth Dragon. Lin Haoyang couldn't miss such a good opportunity. At this moment, he was the only one who had the leeway to take a shot. The three-handed sword flew out and went straight to the wound on the neck of the Earth Dragon. Roar. In an instant, the attacks of the three of them fell on the Earth Dragon, and the Earth Dragon cried out in pain, and the wounds that had healed on its body opened again, and the flesh and blood squirmed and the snow-white animal bones could be seen. Especially Lin Qianlong's blow directly cut the abdomen of Earth Dragon, and the internal organs can be seen clearly. Bai Zonkang hit the Earth Dragon's eyes with a single blow, but the Earth Dragon sprayed out a flame, dissolving his attack. The Earth Dragon was finally angered by the crowd. 3 sharp claws cut the black vine crazily, and a flame spurted out of his mouth from time to time. A section of vines is destroyed, and new vines will be born from the prisoner's lock god array, and the Earth Dragon cannot escape for a while. However, everyone's spirit power of Lin Haoyang was madly sucked. After a while, only 70% of Lin Haoyang's spirit power remained. Both of them were like this. Lin Xuanyu and Chu Mengyao must be even more unbearable. Lin Xuanjia was the one who was under the greatest pressure. He was dominating the entire formation. The counter-shock force from the Earth Dragon had already made his flesh and bones sore. At this moment, he was just clenching his teeth and insisting. 2 elders, please do it. We won't last long. Lin Haoyang yelled when the situation was not good. Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang looked at each other, knowing that it was time for a trick. Bai Zonkang first urged the water dragon pearl, and the 2 water dragons merged into a giant dragon, biting away at the abdomen of the Earth Dragon at great speed. The moment the dragon flew out, Lin Qianlong's eyes turned bloody, and the blood knife in his hand rose from a bloody glow. Cut! Lin Qianlong shouted, and the sleeve of his right arm holding the knife was torn to pieces by a powerful force and turned into sermons and flew down. This was Lin Qianlong's strongest move. He condensed his blood in the blood knife with the blood knife, and cut it out with the blood knife, and the black vines exploded when they encountered it. Seeing that the attack of the 2 men had threatened him, the Earth Dragon immediately used his own talent's supernatural power to control the earth veins. This place is just underground again, very close to the veins, and it is more receptor to control. But at this moment, Lin Xuanjia tossed the plate and forced a sip of blood essence, forcibly spurring the 3rd change in the prison wood locking god array locking vessel. The nearby ground veins were originally affected by the Earth Dragon's innate supernatural powers, and were about to roll and stir, but the 3 changes of the prison wood lock god formation just restrained the ground veins, which can lock the ground veins in a short time, so that the ground dragon cannot drive them. However, this 3rd change consumes a lot of spirit power, and Lin Haoyang feels that 80% of spirit power has been sucked into the array. Lin Haoyang's spirit power is comparable to the 6th-story cultivator of the foundation building. He is so, and the situation of others is even worse. Lin Xuanyu, Chu Mengyao, and Lin Xuanjia were directly drained of spirit power and sat on the ground, especially Lin Xuanjia, because of the dedication. He sacrificed a lot of blood essence, and has passed out at this moment. Lin Xuanlin and Bai Qingyan have very little spirit power left in their bodies. They can only barely stand. Now, all hopes are placed on Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang. The Earth Dragon summoned the earth veins to no avail. I don't know why, but it is also guessed that Lin Haoyang and this group of humans made a ghost. Without Lin Xuanjia's constant control of the black vine, the Earth Dragon broke away from the control of the vine when the Water Dragon arrived. The Water Dragon had a dragon's mouth, directly from the cut by Lin Qianlong's mouth, and soon a piece of flesh and blood was torn off and split into a larger opening. The Earth Dragon was angry and bit on the waist of the Water Dragon, and the Water Dragon suddenly exploded. After being beaten back to his original form, Bai Zonkang also spouted a mouthful of blood. As soon as the Water Dragon exploded, the blood blade cut by Lin Qianlong was slashed directly at the huge blood mouth torn by the Water Dragon, covered by the water mist. The scaly skin at the blood mouth was swallowed up by the Water Dragon, and the blood blade did not directly sink into the blood mouth. After a breath, the blood blade penetrated out and the Earth Dragon was cut into 2 parts by Lin Qianlong. Seeing this, everyone was overjoyed, and the Earth Dragon was finally beheaded. However, Lin Haoyang found that something was wrong. Although the Earth Dragon was cut into 2 sections, he had not died on the spot, and he was ready to open his mouth to hit everyone with his inner alchemy with his last breath. The 4th order demonic beast's inner alchemy strike is comparable to the 4th order magic talisman. Now everyone has a huge consumption of spirit power. Although Bai Zonkang and Lin Qianlong have only made 2 moves, they are the strongest power released in an instant. At this moment, it hasn't slowed down. Facing this attack comparable to the 4th order magic talisman, it can't take it at all. Just when everyone looked desperate, Lin Haoyang outrageously urged soul concentration, blasting into Earth Dragon's mind. The sudden divine attack caused the already weak earth dragon to immediately fall into a state of confusion, and the inner alchemy in his mouth was also missed and blasted on the side of the rock wall. The power of the inner alchemy blow was astonishing, and a large amount of rubble splashed. Lin Haoyang and others were hit by the rubble without spirit power defense. Lin Qianlong eased his breath, slashed with a blood knife in his hand, and the earth dragon had no chance to turn over. He was pierced with a knife through his mouth, straight through his brain, and died on the spot. However, Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang were also hit by gravel, and they were the closest, breaking a few bones. Lin Haoyang and the others were far away. Lin Haoyang took another shot to block some flying stones, and everyone only received some skin injuries. Ha, ha. Lin Haoyang couldn't help laughing at first looking at the Tier 4 Earth Dragon, which was broken into 2 knots, yes, that could no longer die. Others watched this scene and laughed. For a while, everyone's laughter echoed in the cave. 11%. Chapter 68. Pill Refining. This time an adventure to slay the Tier 4 Earth Dragon is still a bit of a risk. If Lin Haoyang did not use the soul concentration technique to interfere with the Earth Dragon to fight the inner alchemy, otherwise the Earth Dragon would fight back, and everyone would suffer heavy casualties. But this time, both Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang had broken a few bones, and I'm afraid it will take some time to cultivate. Lin Xuanjia controlled the prisoner wood and locked the god's formation, and the blood deficiency was probably 1 or 2 years to recover, but this time he personally controlled the 4th order formation, and 5 foundation building cultivators helped him, which greatly improved his understanding of the formation. I am afraid that in a while, I will be able to try the breakthrough 3rd order top grade formation master. Lin Haoyang and others just suffered some trauma, and restored some spirit power, and it was fine. In the end, everyone disassembled the Tier 4 Earth Dragon, and Tier 4 demonic beasts are all treasures. Just this flesh and blood is worth no less than 3,000 spirit stones. There is also a leather armor, which can be used to refine magic amulet, scales, beast claws, and beast teeth can be used to refine Tier 4 magical item, with a total value of no less than 20,000 spirit stones. The most precious thing was the beast pill. Lin Haoyang and others opened up the gravel, found the inner pill and cherished it. The value of this inner pill alone was no less than 20,000 spirit stones. After this incident, Lin Haoyang prepared to go to Qingyunzong to refine a furnace of foundation building Dan. With this furnace of foundation building Dan, the Lin family's strength will also soar by then. As long as Lin Qianlong Golden Core, the 4 great immortal cultivators have the strongest strength, will become the White Elephant Mountain Lin family. In addition to the Earth Dragon, there is also a Wujin mine here, and the Lin family also arranged for the tribe to start manual mining. Mining is different from opening up spiritual fields and requires a large number of mortals as manpower. Therefore, Lin Qianlong arranged migration to patrol the mortals near the county and let them settle outside the crypt. There are also formations to be built, cultivators to be stationed, and a series of cumbersome things. Lin Xuanlin has guarded the purple cloud crystal vein for 10 years, and these things are already very familiar. Therefore, Lin Xuanlin and Lin Shufeng took the matter together. Lin Haoyang rushed back to Qingyunzong with Bai Qingyan, selling demonic beasts materials, and exchanging auxiliary materials for refining the foundation building Dan. The two bought the materials for refining the foundation building pill and threw out a large amount of demonic beasts materials. This in and out, spirit stones amounted to no less than 20,000. This immediately attracted the attention of the Qingyunzong seniors. Qingyunzong began to have various kinds of materials. Rumors spread. But Lin Haoyang didn't care. He kept buying the materials for refining the foundation building Dan at a high price. A copy of the materials for refining the foundation building Dan was about 11,000 spirit stones. In the end, Lin Haoyang spent 12,000 spirit stones to get them together. Of course, Lin Haoyang's actions couldn't be concealed from Zuo Qianji, so they summoned them and asked about it. Lin Haoyang didn't hide it, and talked to Zuo Qianji about the matter of patrolling the county. Qingyunzong Zuo Qianji Immortal Cave. Zuo Qianji looked at Lin Haoyang and Bai Qingyan in front of him with a smile, and said, "The Lin family has been so lucky recently. With such a chance, I really bless you, the Lin family." The ancestor praised it. "The Lin family has to be today, and I would like to thank the ancestor for his care," Lin Haoyang said. Seeing Lin Haoyang so intriguing an appetite for him, he said, "Presumably that kid Lin Qianlong has already cultivated to the 9th floor of the foundation building. You let him go up the mountain, and a purple cloud crystal has been mined from the purple cloud crystal vein over the years. Let him try it." Listening to this, Lin Haoyang's eyes lit up, but Zuo Qianji was so honest about it. Now the Lin family has a set of foundation building dans. If there is no golden core cultivator to escort them, how can Lin Haoyang and others dare to return to Baixiang Mountain easily? If Lin Qianlong can golden core, this is the best though. Seeing Zuo Qianji giving Lin Qianlong a purple cloud crystal, Bai Qingyan frowned, her little hand twisted around Lin Haoyang's waist, and Lin Haoyang's painful whole body trembled. How could the young couple's small movements be concealed from Zuo Qianji? The armrest smiled, and said, "Girl Qingyan, don't worry, your father Bai Zonkang should be on the 8th floor of the foundation building. The foundation is not enough. When the time comes, the Xianjing of your Bai family can't run away." Bai Qingyan was also a little embarrassed to see that own cautious thought was broken by Zuo Qianji. Her face flushed, and she said ashamed. Qingyan thanked head teacher. Luo Suyang shook his head helplessly, but today, he got closer to Zuo Qianji again. The two bid farewell to the left head teacher, and Lin Haoyang returned to Lin's house alone. He didn't dare to bring such precious things as Tier 4 inner alchemy with him. After Lin Haoyang returned to the Lin family, Lin Xuanjia returned to Lin Xuanyu and planned to build a third-order defense formation in the crypt. Now the Lin family has 3 foundation building cultivators, Lin Qianlong, Lin Xuanyu, and Chu Mengyao. Lin Qianlong didn't dare to ask for it. The 3 foundation buildings took the inner alchemy of the Earth Dragon and went to Qingyunzong with Lin Haoyang. Lin Haoyang has Tier 4 magical talisman in hand. Even if it is a golden core cultivator, I am afraid that it will not please them in their hands. Seeing that Lin Haoyang may have the 4th level demonic beast's inner alchemy, some people have a heart of murder and treasure. There are still 3 foundation building late stage cultivators, and the 3 lie in ambush on the way to Qingyunzong from Lin's house. But seeing that Lin Haoyang and others were so powerful and Lin Qianlong was present, the 3 of them didn't dare to do any more and quietly withdrew. Half a month later, Lin Haoyang and others arrived at Qingyan sect without any risk, and the 4 came to Zufeng Mountain with Lin Haoyang. Patriarch, the left head teacher has promised to give you purple cloud crystals. In this short time, you will first use the 5th order spiritual vein cultivation of Qingyan sect leader peak. When the time is right, the left head teacher will give you purple cloud crystals. Hit golden core in one fell swoop. And we went to find Xiao Yikai elder to refine the foundation building pill. In Qingyan sect, there was another left head teacher nodded, and we did not dare to act rashly on us. Lin Haoyang said. After Lin Qianlong heard this, he thought that what Lin Haoyang said was reasonable, saying, "That's good. I'll rent an immortal cave closed door training, and when I get out of the gate, we will go home together." After speaking, Lin Qianlong drove a ray of light and went straight to Qingyan sect leader peak. There are 4 people left in Zufeng Mountain. Bring the inner alchemy and the materials for refining the foundation building alchemy. Go straight to Xiao Yikai's immortal cave. Just like last time, Xiao Yikai stood outside immortal cave with a pair of virgins. Seeing Lin Haoyang's visit, the boy said, "Haha, you are here, elder ordered, you don't need to report, just go upstairs." A hint of surprise flashed across Lin Haoyang's face, and then came to understand that Lin Haoyang recently bought the auxiliary materials for refining the foundation building Dan, and it has been widely spread, and Xiao Yikai, who is a pill refining elder, has guessed that Lin Haoyang will come to him last. So the boy was ordered in advance. The Lin family's luck has been getting better and better recently, and Lin Qianlong has been favored by Zuo Qianji and bestowed Xianjing. Outsiders may not know this, but as the real high-level member of the Azure Cloud sect, Xiao Yi still knows it better. Although Xiao Yikai had a good relationship with Ma Fengyu, he and Lin Haoyang had no grievances. The last foundation building Dan matter was only when Ma Fengyu got power in it, and he also used a foundation building Dan to understand the grievances. Now the Lin family is getting stronger and stronger. As long as Lin Qianlong can golden core, he will become the first family under Qingyunzong's rule. Moreover, he is very fancy about Lin Haoyang and believes that his golden core is very likely. Xiao Yu Lin, this time I came to refine the foundation building pill. Your Lin family is lucky. Xiao Yikai said. Facing Xiao Yikai's straightforward approach, Lin Haoyang immediately took out the Earth Dragon Needon, and a storage bag containing the refined foundation building Dan materials, and said, "Also hope Xiao Elder will make a move." Xiao Yikai nodded, very satisfied with Lin Haoyang's attitude, and said, "If an outsider wants me to make a foundation building pill, I will definitely get one as a reward." Since they are all descendants of the Qingyan sect, Follow the sect rules to refine a furnace of foundation building pill and collect you 7,000 spirit stones. Isn't it expensive? Quote. Lin Haoyang was shocked in his heart. He didn't expect Xiao Yi to deal with it like this. 7,000 spirit stones could not buy the foundation building pill. Xiao Yi did this, obviously with the intention of making friends. Lin Haoyang immediately said. In that case, according to Xiao Elder's words, the head of the Lin family will come to thank you later. With that said, Lin Haoyang took out 70 medium-grade spirit stones. Xiao Yi was generous, and Lin Haoyang could not be stingy. For the golden core cultivator, medium-grade spirit stones are more practical. Xiao Yikai smiled more deeply and said, come back in 1 month. I think the success rate should not be less than 12%. Chapter 69. Vice Head Teacher of Qingyunzong. After Xiao Yikai agreed, Lin Haoyang and others went back to Zufeng Mountain to wait for the news. Lin Haoyang didn't stay idle either. He also rented an immortal cave on Qingyun sect leader peak and began to take advantage of the spiritual qi cultivation of the 5th order spiritual vein. Since his last closed-door training, half a year has passed. These days, he has been using spirit stones to maintain the cultivation base. He is already the middle stage cultivation base on the 4th floor of the foundation building. In Qingyun sect, there are 5th order spiritual veins and the accelerated cultivation of Futu Xuanjun tactics, and Lin Haoyang is sure to break through the 5th floor of the foundation building within 2 years. Just when Lin Haoyang was closed-door training, in the immortal cave of Tian Zhen, deputy head teacher of Qingyunzong. Father, I heard that the Lin family recently got a demonic beast's inner pill. Now, Xiao Elder is helping them pill refining. If this foundation building pill can be obtained by my Tian family. Tian Zhen's son Tian Rui said. Tian Zhen frowned and scolded. That's something from his Lin family, and everyone in Qingyun sect knows about it. When the Lin family is upset, even I won't be able to collect it. Seeing that Tian Zhen didn't move very much, Tian Rui continued. How can he from the Lin family have a foundation building pill? According to Xiao Elder's past pill rate, there should be 7 pill. And the Lin family has more than just this foundation building pill. I heard that the first amethyst crystal mine was reserved for Lin Qianlong, the head of the Lin family. I also said that in the future, as long as the Lin family has a cultivator on the 9th floor of the foundation building, they will have the priority to redeem Xianjing. This makes me, when will I be able to golden core? Father, you know that my last battle hurt the origin, and my life is not much. I'm afraid I can't afford it. Quote. After that, Tian Rui had a frustrated expression, but also a little depressed. Seeing Tian Rui's appearance, Tian Zhen's father felt uncomfortable. As Qingyunzong's deputy head teacher, Qingyunzong is the most hopeful person to advance to nascent soul. How could he not know the relationship between the Lin family and the purple cloud crystal vein? The Lin family's doing this was already the biggest concession. Zuo Qianji summoned Lin Haoyang and told them that the elder had left the purple cloud crystal to the Lin family. If anyone moved, he would fight against him. Although his ancestor was in the Tian family, only Tian Rui was the foundation building cultivator. He had also exchanged the foundation building Dan before, but the Tian family was not blessed and failed to break through to the foundation building. Tian Zhen himself was unable to pool more spirit stones for the family to bet for the purpose of giving birth. If Tian Rushoyuan is exhausted, Tian Zhen will only be left with the polished commander of Tian Zhen. If he had another accident, the Tian family would be devastated. Therefore, after listening to Tian Rui's words, Tian Zhen's heart is already 7-pointed. If he can take a furnace of foundation building pill and a purple cloud crystal from the Lin family, the Tian family's strength will rise sharply. If he can be golden core again, Zuo Qianji must respect him 3 feet. But sect has sect's rules. It is not easy to seek the treasures of the Lin family. However, he heard that Ma Tianyu had an antagonism with the Lin family, and even evolved to the point of clan wars. Tian Zhen felt that he could use this. Soon, Tian Zhen called Ma Tianyu to own Immortal Cave and began to ask about the grievances of the 2 families, even fanning the flames on the side. Road. Ma fellow Taoist, if the Lin family is allowed to bring back the foundation building Dan in its entirety, and Lin Qianlong will also succeed in Golden Core, then the strength of the Lin family will crush the Ma family, I am afraid. The Lin family will not let you go. Ma Tianyu stared at the teacup in front of him with a gloomy look. He was obvious to all of the development of the Lin family over the years. To be honest, he was also a little scared. If the Lin family continues to develop like this, I am afraid that some of the previous grievances are time to be liquidated. Seeing Ma Tianyu's face full of gloom, Tian Zhen continued. I heard. The head teacher personally gave the Xianjing to Lin Qianlong. Lin Qianlong has a strong background and may have 70% to 80% of the golden core. At that time, 5 or 6 foundation buildings will be cultivated. I am afraid that your Ma family will have no good life. Quote. Ma Tianyu is not a fool. Tian Zhen said it for a long time. He also knew what he meant. Now it is up to him whether he dare to gamble. If he wins the gambling, Ma's family is safe, and he loses the gambling, the home will also decline rapidly. This bet is just like Lin Qianlong did not hesitate to start a clan war. Ma Tianyu struggled inwardly, and finally said, he Lin Qianlong dare to bet, I, Ma Tianyu, too, win, the Ma family is still the Ma family, lose, the big deal is to start all over again. Tian head teacher, please enlighten me. Ha ha ha, good. The horse fellow Taoist dared to play, and I also gave up my life to accompany the gentleman. I only took 2 of the foundation building dans I got by then, but I had to get Xianjing. Tian Zhen said. Ma Tianyu nodded. He knew that he was a pawn this time, but he had to be this pawn, so he nodded and agreed to Tian Zhen's request. Seeing Ma Tianyu had agreed, Tian Zhen felt relieved and said, left head teacher is now in closed door training. I will be in charge of everything for the time being. Xianjing is placed in the sect mansion. I will call the guards at that time, and you will come in and fetch them. Where Xiao Yi is, it depends on your ability. Quote. Ma Tianyu frowned and said. Last time it was because of the foundation building Dan. I already had an affair with him. I'm afraid I will go again this time. Tian Zhen shook his head and said. I have already inquired that both Lin Qianlong and Lin Haoyang are in closed door training. As long as Bai Qingyan is taken away, there is a chance. After that, the two made a detailed plan. Within a few days, Tian Zhen transferred the 3 foundation building late-stage cultivators guarding sect's treasury and asked Ma Tianyu to guard. Then there was another order for Bai Qingyan to go to the Xianjing mine to guard for a year, and the tone was eager, not giving Bai Qingyan a chance to refute. It was Tian Zhen's son, Tian Rui, who executed this transfer order. Bai Qingyan is not a fool either. At this critical moment in refining the foundation building Dan, she transferred the 3 of them away, which is obviously a conspiracy. What? Do you want to disobey the transfer order? Against the door rules, Tian Rui said when the 3 of them refused to leave. Tian Rui, I just finished the sect mission and have the right to rest for 2 years. Besides, Chu Mengyao is not a disciple of the Qingyan sect, nor a member of my Lin family, but there is no need to listen to your call. Bai Qingyan shouted. This is not my order. There is an elder seal on it. If you don't obey the order, do you understand the rules of sect? As for this fellow Taoist of Chu, under my Qingyan sect, he still doesn't listen to the call. Could it be a meticulous work from Qianwo Pavilion? Tian Rui said arrogantly. Bai Qingyan clenched her fists, and Tian Rui was obviously looking for fault. Bai Qingyan's expression remained unchanged. A wooden sign appeared in her hand, and spirit power was running all over her body, and she was ready for a battle. Lin Shufeng and Chu Mengyao also presented their magical item, with an expression of fighting to the end. Seeing this, Tian Rui's face was gloomy, and he was suppressed by the 9-story cultivation base of the foundation building, saying, why, not only to resist, but also to do it, Bai Qingyan. Did you know that in the Qingyan sect to kill the same sect? That is a capital crime. You Lin Bai family, are you going to take the charge of resisting? The 3 of Bai Qingyan shook hands in magical item, but did not dare to do it. Just as Tian Rui said, it was a capital crime to do it with the same door in Qingyan sect. And just because of the 3 of them, it is not necessarily Tian Rui's opponent. If Tian Rui is allowed to grasp the handle, it will be extremely detrimental to them. Let us guard the mineral vein, but I must meet someone. Bai Qingyan said. No, the matter is urgent. You must set off immediately, otherwise, don't blame me for being disobedience. Tian Rui shouted. Facing Tian Rui's difficulties, Bai Qingyan lost his mind for a while, and finally Lin Shufeng said. Well, we will send a sound transmission note to the Patriarch and Haoyang. With both of them, the foundation building Dan can be foolproof. Bai Qingyan had no better way, so she sacrificed 2 sound transmission amulets and turned them into 2 auras and went straight to the immortal cave of Lin Haoyang and Lin Qianlong's closed-door training. Bai Qingyan glanced at Tian Rui fiercely, and said, Go, Tian Rui, No matter what you have in mind, this Liangzi is settled. I hope you can live well. After speaking, the three of Bai Qingyan went straight to the Xianjing mineral vein. Seeing the three of them leave, Tian Rui's face was gloomy, but a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Not far from Zufeng Mountain, Tian Zhen hid in a cloud of mist, watching the three of Bai Qingyan leave. And he has a flash of light in each hand, exactly the two sound transmission symbols that Bai Qingyan sacrificed just now. 12%. Chapter 70. Killing Heart. Tian Zhen forced the three of Bai Qingyan away, and Zuo Qianji was in closed-door training again. It was him who had the highest right to speak in the Qingyan sect. As for Lin Haoyang, as long as he does some tricks, Lin Haoyang will come out in 2 or 3 months. Ma Tianyu also successfully stolen the Xianjing, and now everything is ready, only Xiao Yi can train the foundation building Dan. 20 days later, Lin Haoyang was running spirit power, constantly polishing his own dantian, and expanding it a little bit, so that more spirit power could be stored. The dark spirit power in dantian is like a lake, and when it turns into a vast ocean, it is the time when the gold core is condensed. Although Lin Haoyang is in closed-door training cultivation, he has not yet entered the deep level of cultivation. He still has a distraction to observe the outside situation. Because Xiao Yi is nowhere, he still needs to go there in person. As long as Bai Qingyan hears the news, he will immediately leave the customs. However, Lin Haoyang waited, and in the past 10 days, he couldn't wait for the news of Bai Qingyan. Moreover, the spirit power of this closed-door training site has become stronger than when he came in. If Lin Haoyang did not leave any distractions, Lin Haoyang's body would be greedy for this spirit power, and it would be difficult for him to wake up. Lin Haoyang realized that something was wrong, and went straight to Zufeng Mountain. After arriving at Zufeng Mountain, Bai Qingyan and the others were nowhere to be seen. Lin Haoyang shook his heart and said something bad, maybe someone else was playing bombs. Lin Haoyang first passed a sound transmission talisman to Lin Qianlong, and then went straight to Xiao Yikai's immortal cave. Seeing Lin Haoyang here, Xiao Yikai said to the boy outside immortal cave. Lin, fellow Taoist, you are here again. But unfortunately, Xiao Elder has gone to Zheng country 3 days ago to find an important elixir, and is ready to break through the 4th order pill refining master. Now he is not in the immortal cave. Listening to this, Lin Haoyang's complexion changed wildly. Xiao Yi only left at this time, and the three of Bai Qingyan were nowhere to be seen. Lin Haoyang knew that there must be a problem. Lin Haoyang took out a middle-grade spirit stones, stuffed it into the boy's hand, and asked. Then I asked Xiao Elder's foundation building Dan from the Lin family before, where is it now? A piece of medium-grade spirit stones is the 1 year's offering of the boy, which made the boy a little flattered, but when he heard Lin Haoyang's question, he frowned and said. Foundation building Dan, hasn't it been donated to sect? It seems that Elder Ma and Zhang Shi came together. When they came, they had a close conversation with Elder Xiao for a long time. After doing this, it came out that you, Lin's family, had donated this foundation building. Dan. At that time, no one from your Lin family came out to oppose. I was surprised that there were people who didn't want the foundation building Dan. Soon after that, Xiao Elder set off for Zhengguo, saying that he was going to get a panacea. 3 to 5 years. Quote. After listening, Lin Haoyang slammed a fist on a stone beast that guarded the mountain, and immediately broke it to pieces, frightening the boy. Lin, fellow Taoist, what do you mean? Is that foundation building Dan? The boy said halfway through. He didn't dare to continue. He had already guessed that his elder had conspired with Ma Tianyu and Tian Rui. This is the foundation building Dan. Who is the head of Tian? Where is it? Said angrily. He is the son of Deputy Tian head teacher Tian Zhen. Immortal cave is in Zunyang Mountain. The boy said hesitantly. He knew that a major event was about to happen in the clan, a major event that would kill people. Lin Haoyang stopped staying anymore, drove the escape light, and went straight to Zunyang Mountain. At the same time, he offered a sound transmission talisman to let Lin Qianlong rush to Zunyang Mountain. An hour later, Lin Haoyang and Lin Ganlong came to Zunyang Mountain separately. Zunyang Mountain is a third-order high-grade spiritual vein. Apart from Tian Rui, there are only a few people from the condensed veins to help it manage the spiritual field and guard the immortal cave. The two of Lin Haoyang's retreat fell, and immediately summoned a Tian family member to question. Who are the two? Why did you break into Zunyang Mountain privately? Lin Haoyang frowned. Before he explained his intentions, the Tian family's tone was compelling. It seemed that the ancestor was the deputy head teacher, and he was used to domineering. Everyone was superior. Lin Haoyang is not interested in talking to him now, and shouted to Shanuki. Tian Rui, kid, get out of me, you take my Lin family foundation building Dan, do you really think I have no one in the Lin family? Lin Haoyang's roar spread across the entire Zunyang mountain, and all the Tian family members heard it clearly. Tian Rui, who was originally in the closed-door training in Immortal Cave, was also surprised by the roar. He didn't expect Lin Haoyang to leave the customs so early, who is telling the news. At this moment, he hasn't used Xianjing to try Golden Core. Tian Rui was angry at Lin Haoyang's interruption, and immediately jumped up and rushed out of closed-door training. Lin Haoyang, what do you mean by stealing into my immortal cave? Tian Rui's eyes jumped, but he didn't expect Lin Qianlong to be there, with his hands behind his back, clasping slightly. When Lin Haoyang and Lin Qianlong saw Tian Rui, their eyes were full of anger. Lin Haoyang said again. Did you lie to my Lin family's foundation building Dan? Facing Lin Haoyang's questioning, Tian Rui was a little flustered. He was originally ignorant of this incident. Even if it was reported to Zuo Qianji, he would be blamed. Tian Rui changed his previous arrogance and said with a smile. Is there any misunderstanding in this? This foundation building Dan was donated to sect. That is also a great achievement. Sect will definitely not treat the Lin family wrongly. Listening to this, Lin Haoyang had already guessed 7 or 88 in his heart. This Tian Rui, together with Ma Tianyu, dismissed the 3 of Bai Qingyan, bribed Xiao Yikai, and used means to prevent Lin Haoyang and Lin Qianlong from getting out of closed-door training. Then he smuggled a furnace of foundation building Dan, and the so-called name is Lin's, Great Righteousness, and donated the foundation building Dan to sect. Lin Haoyang's eyes were gloomy and angrily writhed in his heart. He went to King Justice, conspired to deceive me, and wanted me to swallow, but Lin Haoyang couldn't do it. Immediately, Lin Haoyang communicated to Lin Qianlong. Patriarch, I will do whatever it takes to activate the secret technique later, please be sure to take him down in one breath. Lin Qianlong was originally not a villain who tends to be inflamed and greedy for life and fear of death, so he nodded immediately. Seeing that Lin Haoyang was not quite right, Tian Rui released 2 sound transmission symbols, one to Ma Tianyu and the other to his father Tian Zhen. As soon as Tian Rui released the sound transmission note, there was a sharp pain in divine sense. Tian Rui didn't prepare for it, but Lin Haoyang was hit by Lin Haoyang into a state of confusion, and his body fell uncontrollably. At this time, Lin Qianlong came and slapped Tian Rui's dantian with a palm to seal his whole body spirit power, and a knife rested on his neck to control life and death. Tian Rui was not a simple character. He just recovered with 2 breaths, but when he recovered, his spirit power was sealed, there was a murderous blood knife on his neck, his face instantly turned pale, and his heart was filled with fear. Without waiting for Tian Rui to speak, Lin Qianlong took off the storage bag in his hand, smashed the soul mark on it with a punch, and threw it to Lin Haoyang. The imprint of the soul was destroyed arbitrarily. Tian Rui spit out a mouthful of blood, but he was already terrified to the extreme, because he still had the purple cloud crystal in his storage bag that he could refining in the future. Road. No, you cannot. Boom. But what greeted him was Lin Qianlong's punch, which directly broke his 3 teeth, bleeding from his mouth. Despite this, he still stared at Lin Haoyang, trying to prevent him from opening his own storage bag. Lin Haoyang didn't care so much. Lin Qianlong broke Tian Rui's divine sense with a punch, causing this storage bag to be damaged. Opening the storage bag for a while, Lin Haoyang trembled and his expression was extremely angry. Because he found a purple cloud crystal in the storage bag, and then associated the foundation building Dan, he did not expect Tian Rui and the group to dare to be so bold. For a while, Lin Haoyang was even more worried about Bai Qingyan, fearing that he would be killed by these people. Lin Haoyang took out the Xianjing, and came to Tian Rui's body quickly, saying, How are you doing to Qingyan? Seeing the purple cloud crystal in Lin Haoyang's hand, Tian Rui had no blood on his face at the moment. Steel Sect Mansion Treasury, Qingyan Sect Regulation, cut. Lin Haoyang hit Tian Rui with another punch, angrily said. Talk. At this moment, Lin Haoyang had a murderous intention. At this moment, a ray of light flew at an extremely fast speed, which had surpassed the foundation building, and it seemed that a golden core cultivator had arrived. Lin Qianlong frowned. It was hard to handle this time. When the light fell, Ma Tianyu came here. He was not far from Zunyang Mountain. He received Tian Rui's voice and rushed over immediately. Seeing Lin Haoyang and Lin Qianlong put Tian Ruizi in place, I felt a little panicked and said, "Your Lin family is going to rebel." 12%. Chapter 71 Thunder Fury. Before Ma Tianyu finished speaking, Lin Haoyang raised his head and directly shot the strongest soul-fixing technique. This time, Lin Haoyang tried his best to use the soul-fixing technique at all costs. At the moment when Lin Haoyang played the soul-fixing technique, an invisible wave shot at Ma Tianyu at an extremely fast speed. As soon as Ma Tianyu fell on the ground, he originally wanted to scold Lin Haoyang and Lin Qianlong as elder in order to gain the upper hand, but he didn't expect Lin Haoyang to do it as soon as they met. Moreover, Lin Haoyang's attack was too fast, and it was too soon for him to use any defensive techniques, so soul-fixing techniques directly penetrated into Ma Tianyu's sea of consciousness. "What?" Ma Tianyu cried out in pain, losing consciousness when his eyes went dark. Lin Haoyang forcibly urged the soul-fixing technique, and blood was flowing out of the 7 orifices at this moment. Lin Haoyang knew that his own soul-fixing technique could not interfere with Ma Tianyu for long, and he wanted to take advantage of this short time to prevent him from becoming a threat. Therefore, at the moment when he played the soul-setting technique, Lin Haoyang's black spirit power in Dantian suddenly wrapped his body, and Lin Haoyang rushed straight to Ma Tianyu like lightning. After all, Ma Tianyu is a golden core 3-tier cultivator, and his soul is strong. Even if Lin Haoyang is the ultimate stimulus of soul fixation, he can only control his breath time. After a breath, he was the one who countered Lin Haoyang, accusing him of committing crimes and injuring his colleagues. He could kill him first, and then report to Zuo Qianji. For this reason, and a large number of Qingyunzong disciples testified, Zuo Qianji couldn't do anything with him. The time of a breath is very short. For a mortal, it is the time to change his breath, but for a cultivator, a breath is a matter of life and death. In this breath, Lin Haoyang came to Ma Tianyu's body strangely. When he got rid of the influence of soul-fixing technique, he opened his eyes again. I saw a silver charm sticking to the center of On's eyebrows, and there was a wave of fear hidden in the charm. Ma Tianyu's complexion changed wildly, and his heart was terrified to the extreme. This magic talisman turned out to be a 4th-order middle-grade magic talisman. If it were allowed to burst from the center of his eyebrows at such a close distance, he would definitely not survive. At this moment, Lin Haoyang with blood pouring out of the 7 orifices hoarsely said, "Where is Qingyan?" Lin Haoyang's voice was hoarse, but full of murderous aura. To Ma Tianyu, he heard it like the devil's voice of the underworld. It's okay, she was transferred to the purple cloud crystal vein. Ma Tianyu trembled, for fear that Lin Haoyang would end up with him at all costs. Hearing the news of Bai Qingyan's safety, Lin Haoyang's murderous aura dissipated a little. But Lin Haoyang's current state is not good, black blood is gushing out of the 7 orifices, and his skin is chapped. This is the consequence of Lin Haoyang forcibly pushing his speed to the limit. His body is overwhelmed, unable to adapt to such an intense speed increase, and almost disintegrates directly. Ma Tianyu was scared by Lin Haoyang's decisiveness and fierceness at this moment, and coupled with the mighty power of the 4th-order middle-rank Heavenly Thunder Talisman, Ma Tianyu could not see Lin Haoyang's current situation. Lin Haoyang defeated Ma Tianyu in one move. In the eyes of Tian Rui, Lin Qianlong, and Tian's cultivators, it was like a dream. If you hadn't seen it with your own eyes, no one would believe that a foundation-building 4-story cultivator can control a golden core 3-tier cultivator. The gap is too big. However, Lin Qianlong's complexion was not very good, because he had already seen that Lin Haoyang was just forcibly supporting now, and there was no change at all. If Ma Tianyu came to a dead fish and broke the net, he would be in danger. At this moment, there are no longer only the Tian family disciples around Zunyang Mountain. Many of the nearby Qingyunzong disciples rushed to hear the sound. Seeing this, Lin Qianlong shouted, "You fellow Taoists of the Azure Cloud sect, Tian Rui and Ma Tianyu conspired with my Lin family foundation building Dan to deceive our people and steal sect's supreme treasure Zion Jing. Now they have been captured on the spot by our Lin family. Head teacher, by the front door rules." Of course, these Qingyunzong disciples knew Tian Rui and Ma Tianyu. This person is sect elder, and the other is the son of sect's deputy head teacher. If it is really as Lin Qianlong said, this thing is enough to cause a sensation in the entire Qingyan sect. So, some people were ready to set up the light and rushed to Zuo Qianji's closed-door training. Some people were going to send the sound transmission to invite sect friends to watch this historical scene. Among them were Tian Zhen's direct disciples, who wanted to rescue Tian Ruliang. People, ready to take credit for Tianjin. But at this moment, an angry scold came from the sky. Presumptuous sect elder, how can you allow you outsiders to be humiliated? As for what you said, but the words of the family, sect is free to check. The visitor was Tian Zhen, Qingyunzong deputy sect leader. As soon as he received Tian Rui's transmission, he rushed over to Zunyang Mountain, and he thought Ma Tianyu's immortal cave was not far away, and he should be able to come quickly. With the golden core cultivator present, the two of the Lin family couldn't overcome any storms. When Tian Zhen arrived, he saw Tian Rui was captured by Lin Qianlong, and Ma Tianyu was restrained by Lin Haoyang and Lin Haoyang with a fourth-order magic talisman, and both of them were restrained to death. Tian Zhen cursed the two idiots in his heart, and what he can do now is to rescue the two as his deputy sect leader first. When the time comes, he can only decide on the merits. Therefore, as soon as Tian Zhen appeared on the stage, he scolded Lin Haoyang and the two, and then released the powerful cultivation base on the 9th floor of Golden Core. Not only did he want to suppress Lin Haoyang, but also the other Qingyunzong cultivators present, so as not to inform Zuo Qianji. Tian Zhen's golden core coercion swept over. Lin Haoyang's original physical condition was extremely poor. Under this coercive pressure, Lin Haoyang's legs began to tremble, and the cracked skin began to bleed. Ma Tianyu finally felt that Lin Haoyang was wrong, with a smile on his face, and said, "Ha ha ha, stop struggling, you dare not kill. If you dare to do it, your Lin family will rebel against sect, and you will be annihilated." At this moment, Lin Haoyang is fully fighting against the spirit power pressure from Tian Zhen. Under this unprecedented pressure, Lin Haoyang feels that the Onfutu profound technique is extremely active, even with a trace of anger, as if a courtier offended the king. Spirit power ran smoothly as never before, and bursts of black spirit power emerged from all over his body, fighting against Tian Zhen's Avia on its own. The biggest change is Lin Haoyang's Dantian, where we can see that waves of black spirit power are constantly impacting Dantian, like a stonemason, carefully polishing the work in his hand. In just such a short while, Lin Haoyang's cultivation base moved to the late stage of the 4th floor of the foundation building at an extremely fast speed, which was countless times faster than Lin Haoyang's own cultivation. Although his strength is constantly growing, Lin Haoyang's physical body is about to be unable to support it. These times, it is just Lin Haoyang who clenches his teeth and persists. Seeing that the situation was not good, Lin Haoyang felt fierce and grabbed the storage bag in Ma Tianyu's hand. How could Ma Tianyu make Lin Haoyang do what he wanted? You must know that there are 5 foundation building dans he snatched from the Lin family. If this is discovered, any explanation will be useless. However, Lin Haoyang was even more ruthless, directly urging the 4th order middle rank Heavenly Thunder talisman in his hand, and then turned around and removed it by himself. Seeing Lin Haoyang urging the Sky Thunder talisman, Ma Tianyu's spirits went wild. Unexpectedly, Lin Haoyang really dared to die with him. Under the 4th level middle rank Thunder talisman, if he uses his full strength, Ma Tianyu still has a surviving possibility, but now Lin Haoyang has taken away his storage bag, he has no means to use it at all, plus the 4th level Sky Lei Fu exploded right between his eyebrows. Ma Tianyu couldn't avoid it at all. Boom! With a loud noise, Ma Tianyu was directly shattered by the Sky Thunder, and there was no vitality. The Sky Thunder talisman exploded in an instant. Lin Haoyang didn't escape much at all. A Sky Thunder came straight to Lin Haoyang. Lin Haoyang knew that he could not escape. Throw the storage bag and own storage bag to Lin Qianlong, ready to be buried under the thunder. Just as Lin Haoyang closed his eyes and waited for death, a soft drink came from his ear. Tian Lei Wei Wei, led it by the body. 12%. Chapter 72. The Tian family's removal. Just as the Sky Thunder was about to hit Lin Haoyang, a figure fell not far from Lin Haoyang, following the hand seals in his hand, and his mouth surged. The Sky Thunder that was supposed to hit Lin Haoyang turned around and ran straight to the Taoist shadow. Faced with the Sky Thunder, the figure did not panic. Seeing it took out a golden calabash, the Sky Thunder went straight into the calabash. It hurt the figure a little bit. Lin Haoyang waited for a long time, didn't wait for the Sky Thunder to fall, instead waited for the sound of the shackles breaking off. It turned out that between this life and death matter, Lin Haoyang actually broke through the late stage of the 4th floor of the foundation building, which is only a line away from the 5th floor of the foundation building. However, Lin Haoyang didn't have time to check the situation inside his body and saw Su Qin standing not far away, holding a golden calabash in his hand. Although Lin Haoyang didn't open his eyes to see it, Divine Sense sensed that Su Qin used the golden calabash to take the sky thunder easily, and was shocked. Su, fellow Taoist, what do you mean? Don't you want to shield this traitor? Besides, this is my Qingyunzong family affair. I am afraid it is not your turn to take action. Tian Zhen said with a gloomy expression. Su Qin is also a master of the 9th floor of Golden Core, and he came from a 6th rank force like Chongshanlu, but Tian Zhen is inferior in terms of insights and methods. Seeing Su Qin sheltering Lin Haoyang, and even taking the thunder easily, Tian Zhen was a little flustered. Su Qin smiled and said, "Oh, I really shouldn't take care of Qingyunzong's family affairs. In that case, left head teacher, please come out." As soon as Su Qin's words fell, Tian Zhen's expression changed wildly, since Zuo Qianji had been nearby. "Oh, Tian Zhen, you are old. For a little profit, you did such a thing, and there are still 2 elders participating in Qingyunzong. What a misfortune for sect." With that, Zuo Qianji moved his hand, a human head appeared in his hand, Zuo Qianji dropped it casually, and the human head rolled down to Tian Zhen's feet. Seeing this head, Tian Zhen's face turned pale and bloodless. This head was the head of Xiao Yikai who had left Zhengguo. It turned out that Zuo Qianji had not closed door training all the time, because Su Qin had come to Zuo Qianji and said that he wanted the 2 cases to cooperate without any gaps. The current Qingyun sect cannot do it because the Qingyun sect has different hearts and minds. Too many profitable generations, these people will only become sect mobs if they stay in sect. With these people here, Chongshan Tower does not dare to work closely with Qingyunzong, because they don't know when these people will stab you in the back. Seeing Zuo Qianji taking out Xiao Yikai's head, Lin Haoyang was also shocked. It turned out that the Lin family had suddenly become a pawn of Zuo Qianji, helping Qingyun sect to eradicate these mobs. Ma Tianyu was able to steal the purple cloud crystal so easily. Among them, Zuo Qianji was contributing to the flames. Otherwise, a treasure house could be stolen so easily, so who would dare to trust sect? Head teacher, there is a misunderstanding. Seeing that something was wrong, Tian Zhen panicked immediately and prepared to plead with Zuo Qianji. But it was Zuo Qianji who asked for a palm. Zuo Qianji was a master of the 5th floor of Nascent Soul, and suppressing Tian Zhen was just a breeze. Seeing that the situation was not right, Tian Zhen turned around and wanted to escape. Seal up. With a soft drink from Zuo Qianji, Tian Zhen's figure was fixed in the air. At this moment, Tian Zhen only felt that there were countless chains binding him. No matter how hard he struggled, he couldn't get rid of the slightest. At this time, Tian Zhen regretted that he shouldn't listen to Tian Rui's wicked words to confuse the public. Zuo Qianji pointed out again, and a golden spirit power directly penetrated Tian Zhen's dantian. Suddenly, Tian Zhen's expression changed wildly and shouted, "No, you can't. I can become a nascent soul cultivator right away. You can't disuse me cultivation base." It turned out that Zuo Qianji pointed out and directly shattered Tian Zhen's gold core, and the gold core was broken. Tian Zhen is like a broken water bottle. The spirit power will flow completely, which is equivalent to directly destroying Tian Zhen's cultivation base. After the Tian Zhen cultivation base was abolished, Zuo Qianji said, "I want you to do your best for sect over the years, not to kill you, to save your life." Tian family. Over the years, sect has been extremely arrogant, oppressing the same family, and even conspiring to seize other people's property. It is now announced that all cultivators of the Tian family will abolish the cultivation base, and the mortals of the Tian family will enter the mine, and the family property will be confiscated. Ma Tianyu. Repeatedly seek for treasures from others, indulge the family's children to maliciously invade the property, and even kill the treasures. The Nian Ma family has been considered meritorious over the years, depriving it of the right to exchange for the foundation building Dan within 50 years. Ma Tianyu is dead. This matter will not be investigated again. In the future, people who dare to violate the rules of the door openly will end in this way. Quote, disposing the Tianjun, demoting the Tianjia, and punishing the Majia, all the methods have restrained the Qingyunzong. Even Lin Haoyang and Lin Qianlong admire them. This is to use Lin's family as a pathfinder to draw out the sordid hidden in the dark figure. After dealing with Tian Zhen, Zuo Qianji came to Lin Haoyang, waved his hand, and a stream of pure spirit power poured into Lin Haoyang's body, making Lin Haoyang obviously feel that the pain in his physical body had slowed by 3 points. Thanks to you this time, let Qingyunzong unearth these scum. What I didn't expect is that Lin Haoyang, your methods are so powerful. Zuo Qianji said. Lin Haoyang didn't say anything, but frowned slightly. Obviously, he was still a little grudged with Zuo Qianji's plan. He really almost died this time. Lin Haoyang guessed that when he came to Lin's family to prepare the ingredients for the foundation building Dan last time, Zuo Qianji had already started the layout. Seeing Lin Haoyang's gloomy face, Zuo Qianji laughed dryly, knowing that he was ignorant this time and owed the Lin family another favor. There are 2 bottles of Tier 4 medicine pill, one for treating physical injuries, and one for nourishing the soul. You can use it to heal the injuries first. There is also a Poria Cocos, which can help the growth of cultivation base for 5 years, which is also given to you. As for the storage bags of Tian Rui and Ma Tianyu, since the 2 of you seize them, they naturally belong to you. There are also 2 foundation building dans from the Tian family, I will send them too. Quote. Zuo Qianji successively took out various treasures from the storage bag to make up for the loss of the Lin family. However, Lin Haoyang's face only slightly eased, and he didn't feel much moved by what Zuo Qianji said, and finally slowly said. I want the scriptures of fairy tales and bai, each of which can be cultivated to the 3rd level. Regarding this, Lin Qianlong's expression was shocked. Why didn't he expect that now is a good time to blackmail the Azure Cloud sect? If these inheritances are really obtained, the Lin family's background will be doubled. Zuo Qianji's eyes narrowed slightly. These classics can also be said to be the foundation of the Qingyun sect, but Lin Haoyang is also smart. He only needs to reach the 3rd order classics and can't threaten the Qingyun sect. Since he owes the Lin family a favor, then take this, give it back. Okay, Shanman Bai, as long as I have a collection of Qingyunzong, you are allowed to copy a copy and take it back to Lin's house. Zuo Qianji said. Lin Haoyang smiled immediately and thanked him. Thanks for the reward. The Lin family will definitely go through the fire and water for sect in the future. I hope you remember this sentence. After speaking, Zuo Qianji left under a clear cloud. Tian Rui, Tian Zhen and his sons, whose cultivation base has been abolished, have their own criminal law halls to deal with. When Zuo Qianji was gone, Lin Haoyang unceremoniously accepted the items he rewarded. In this crisis, the Lin family has turned the danger into a bargain. Moreover, the Lin family is on the rise, and no one in the Azure Cloud sect can stop it. After receiving the things, Lin Haoyang came to Su Qin, bowed deeply, and said. Just now I thank Su Senior for his help, and Lin remembered this, and Su Ling'er will do his best in the matter. But Su Qin waved his hand and said, I am me, Su Ling'er is Su Ling'er, it is not because of her to save you this time. Lin Haoyang narrowed his eyes and he was wary of 3 points. Since he didn't come for Su Ling'er, he must have come for soul concentration. Seeing Lin Haoyang's cautious look, Su Qin smiled and said, Don't worry, although your spell is magical, it hasn't reached the point where I want to grab it. It is impossible for your Lin family to have such a spell. It must be your own opportunity. I can tell you that your magic technique has reached the top of the 6th rank. Zhongshan Tower also contains 3 spells of the same level, but they are all top secret. They are not the core members of Zhongshan Tower and cannot be practiced. Quote. Lin Haoyang was taken aback, knowing for the first time that soul concentration is the 6th rank top-notch spell. 12%. Chapter 73 The 10-Year Covenant. Lin Haoyang was relieved that since soul concentration was not a rare magical technique in the world, he didn't need to be too careful in the future, but he still didn't dare to expose the real secret technique of the Buddha. Just being able to help people foundation building, I'm afraid it will attract countless people to snatch it. Su Qin chatted with Lin Haoyang again, expressing that he was optimistic about Lin Haoyang and hoped that Lin Haoyang could grow up soon, so he left in a hurry. After that, Lin Haoyang and Lin Qianlong returned to Zufeng Mountain. Lin Haoyang used the medicine pill bestowed by Zuo Qianji to recover his injuries while waiting for the return of Bai Qingyan. The medicine pill bestowed by Zuo Qianji has reached the Tier 4 intermediate grade. It has recovered from Lin Haoyang's injury very well. With just a medicine pill, Lin Haoyang's injury will begin to improve, and the rift in his body will begin to heal. The injury on the upper can be healed. By then relying on Poria Cocos, Lin Haoyang will be able to hit the 5th floor of the foundation building. While Lin Haoyang was healing, Lin Qianlong opened the storage bags of Tian Rui and Ma Tianyu. Both of them are sect seniors, but the total spirit stones on them are only 13,000 spirit stones. Their annual bonuses are sect contribution points, which are not available to Lin Haoyang and others. Although there are not many spirit stones, there are quite a few magical items and charms. Tien Rui has 3 third-tier high-grade magical items, 4 third-tier high-grade magical items. Ma Tianyu has 1 4th-tier low-grade defense magical item and 1 attacking magical item, 3 middle-grade pill recipes and 1 third-tier top-grade pill recipe. There are also some sundries, worth about 3,000 spirit stones. The combined value of these magical items is not less than 30,000 or 40,000 spirit stones, which is a huge profit for the Lin family. More importantly, the 4 pill recipes in this collection are Ma Tianyu's lifetime collections, plus Zuo Qianji's promised Immortal Door 100 art classics. The Lin family will definitely be able to cultivate a high-rank alchemist. Besides, these pill recipes are also treasures for Bai Qingyan, enough to help her go further in pill refining. Soon, Zuo Qianji ordered people to send the other 2 foundation building dans and a number of classics to Zufeng Mountain. Looking at these babies, Lin Qianlong laughed from ear to ear. Patriarch, these things are good, but if the Lin family can't hold these things, sooner or later they will be scorned by the villain. Lin Haoyang said. Lin Qianlong nodded. He also felt that the burden on himself was very heavy. Road. This time I won't be golden core. These things won't be able to return to Baixiang Mountain in one day. When I go back, I must ask Elder of Qingyunzong to help us refine a set of Tier 4 formation. In recent years, my Lin family has also gained a lot. I want to take out some assets first and sell them into spirit stones to cultivate the family's spiritual veins into Tier 4 spiritual veins. Haoyang, what do you think? Quote. Lin Haoyang nodded. Lin Qianlong's arrangement was very thoughtful, and his consideration was very comprehensive. If Lin Qianlong breaks through the golden core, then the spiritual vein of Baixiang Mountain must be cultivated to the 4th stage. It takes up to 80,000 spirit stones to cultivate the 4th order spiritual veins. It seems that these gains in the Crypt and Qingyan sect will basically be sold. Finally, Lin Haoyang decided that for these magical items, only 1 Tier 3 top-grade defensive magical item was left for Lin Haoyang as a spare. 2 Tier 4 magical items are reserved for Lin Qianlong's use, and all the others are sold. Half a month later, the 3 of Bai Qingyan rushed back from the Xianjing mine. When they learned that Lin Haoyang was fighting Ma Tianyu for Bai Qingyan's safety, they cried immediately. Back at Zufeng Mountain, seeing the incompletely healed crack in Lin Haoyang's body, he couldn't help crying immediately. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang smiled helplessly and said, "Don't cry, am I okay?" Lin Haoyang and his wife whispered. Lin Qianlong took Chu Mengyao and Lin Xuanfeng to sell magical items. With Chu Mengyao, the Lin family would definitely not suffer. 2 Tier 3 top-grade magical items, 5 Tier 3 top-grade charms, 2 foundation building pill, all sold within 1 month. The total value is 40,000 spirit stones, plus another 13,000 spirit stones. 53,000 spirit stones. Together with the demonic beasts who were slaughtered in the crypt, they practiced magical items and sold materials, earning a total of 48,000 spirit stones, and a total of no less than 100,000 spirit stones. If you count the deployment of Tier 4 defense formation, these 100,000 spirit stones are enough, and now we are waiting for Lin Ganlong Golden Core. After half a year, Lin Haoyang's injury finally recovered completely, but Lin Haoyang did not rush to break through, but took another half a year to adjust his own state. After Lin Haoyang felt that his own spirit power was full and had reached a perfect state, he used Poria. The 5th floor of the Breakthrough Foundation building. On the other side, Lin Qianlong also felt that he was perfect, and began to use Xianjing to attack the Golden Core realm. 1 month later, Lin Haoyang's whole body was shaken, and the spirit power ocean in Dantian expanded once again. With the help of Poria Cocos, cultivation base reached the middle stage of the 5th floor of the foundation building. As long as it goes further, you can enter the late stage, which will take another 2 to 3 years. Lin Haoyang can set foot on the 6th floor of the foundation building. Such a fast pace of advancement is no longer weaker than some disciples of the 6th rank forces. Lin Haoyang is only 36 years old now, and it has been almost 20 years since he came out of the Lin family, and these 20 years have really turned upside down the Lin family. It took another hour to consolidate the cultivation base. Lin Haoyang only left the customs, but when Lin Haoyang left the customs, Lin Qianlong was still in closed-door training. As usual, the general cultivator golden core time is about 4 months. Lin Haoyang decided to wait another 2 months, and then rushed to Pingyang City, where he followed Su Linger to participate in the Shuyang Mountain trial. When Lin Haoyang left the customs, Chu Mengyao and Lin Xuanfeng had already returned to Pingyang City first. Both the family and the business road needed someone to sit in town. In the past 2 months, Lin Qianlong heard a loud noise inside Immortal Cave, and the sky outside Immortal Cave formed an inverted tornado, and the surrounding spirit power was sucked down. The fifth order spiritual vein is rich in spiritual qi, which can fully support Lin Qianlong's breakthrough needs. The vision transmitted here immediately attracted the attention of the surrounding Qingyunzong disciples, and they all expressed their joy. In this year, sect lost 3 golden core cultivators. Although supported by the Xianjing mineral vein, the strength still declined. The strength of Lin Qianlong golden core and Qingyunzong can also increase by 1 point. 2 hours later, the inverted tornado in the sky of Immortal Cave disappeared, and Lin Haoyang clenched his hands, knowing that Lin Qianlong's golden core had reached the most critical moment. Soon, there was a fluctuation in the spirit power of the golden core in Immortal Cave. Lin Haoyang let go of his worries, knowing that Lin Qianlong's golden core had succeeded, so he only needs to consolidate the cultivation base. Lin Haoyang didn't have time to wait for Lin Qianlong to leave the gate, so he left Qingyunzong first. He had to return to the family first to arrange some things. The Lin family members knew that the patriarch now had 7 foundation building tango, so they exploded and everyone wanted to exchange one. However, 2 of the 7 have been replaced by spirit stones, and another one has been given to Bai Zonkang. Now the Lin family has only 4 foundation building dans in total. When Lin Haoyang came back this time, he brought back 2 first, otherwise the whole family would start fighting. According to the credit, among the remaining people, Lin Zan has done the most. He is a Tier 3 crafting master. Lin Haoyang has refined a lot of Tier 3 magical items for his family during the years when he was not in the clan. Even Lin Xuancheng, Lin Xuanjia, Lin Xuancheng invited all the magical items in Chu Mengyao's hands. In addition, Lin Xuancheng has also trained into 5 second-tier high-grade puppets. The strength of these puppets is comparable to the late-stage cultivator, which has greatly assisted the family. However, Lin Xuancheng is now in his 70s, and his blood is beginning to decline, making it unsuitable to take foundation-building pills. Lin Haoyang had a decision in his heart. This time he went to Chongshan Tower to get some spiritual things that prolong life and supplement his origin, so that Lin Xuancheng would have the opportunity of golden core. This time Lin Haoyang brought back a 3rd-tier puppet classic. If Lin Xuancheng cultivated the 3rd-tier puppet technique, the importance of Lin Xuancheng would not be weaker than that of Lin Xuanjia, and the strength of the Lin family would skyrocket again. As soon as Lin Haoyang came back, all kinds of people came to intercede, wanting to explore Lin Haoyang's background. From the Xuanzi generation to the Shuzi generation, they were all higher than Lin Haoyang's generation. Lin Haoyang was not easy to refuse. It took Lin Haoyang 2 days to receive all these people, and Lin Haoyang felt a headache about this. After some thinking, I decided to follow the sect rules, based on contributions and spiritual roots, and selected 2 people, Lin Xuanlu and Lin Xuanjing. 12%. Chapter 74. Teleportation Array. The 3-tier formation of the crypt has been laid out. Lin Xuanlin returned to Baixiang Mountain, and Lin Haoyang gave her a foundation building pill, so that it would be Lin Xuanlu's guardian and breakthrough foundation building realm. And he set off to Pingyang City, first, to give the foundation building dan to Lin Xuanjing, and to complete the agreement with Su Linger. Half a month later, Lin Haoyang came to Pingyang City. At this time, the time agreed with Su Linger was more than half a month, but as soon as Lin Haoyang arrived, Su Linger, who was playing chess with Xian, felt Lin Haoyang's breath, and his face appeared. A faint smile. Seeing Su Linger smiled, she joked. Presumably, Lin Haoyang is here. Su Lei nodded, didn't say anything, and continued to settle. Lin Haoyang rushed to the shop at the first time. There were originally 2 shops. After Chu Mengyao came, they rectified and expanded to 4 shops. 1 year's income has also increased to around 3,700 spirit stones. The first-line commercial roads of Pingyang City and Fengyuanfang City of Linjia almost monopolized Fengyuanfang City, and the 2 families of Ma and Lu were no longer in the world. Seeing that the business of the Lin family was so prosperous, the Bai family also stepped in to provide the Lin family with more specialties, especially a kind of Lishui mine in the Bai family, which was very popular. At the same time, the Bai family will also send tribesmen to protect the convoy and reduce the pressure on the Lin family. When Lin Haoyang found Lin Xuanjing, she was checking the store inventory. In recent years, Chu Mengyao took her with her. Her way of doing business has improved a lot. Managing these stores in Pingyang City is no longer a problem. Sometimes she even wants to develop Lin's store. Go to the other 2 rogue cultivators' hills to expand the Lin family's industry. Seeing Lin Haoyang here, Lin Xuanjing was very happy, and asked Chu Mengyao to come to the best restaurant in Pingyang City and said that she would have a good meal. Lin Haoyang did not refuse. Lin Xuanjing knew him well, but she did not expect that Lin Xuanjing and Chu Mengyao had become good sisters who were both teachers and friends. Lin Haoyang was also secretly happy when she saw the two talk about their wine. After drinking for 3 rounds, Lin Haoyang started talking about business, took out the box containing the foundation building dan, and said, "Grandma Zan Jing, this time the family got some foundation building dans. After some decision, I will give you this foundation building dan." At this moment, Lin Xuanjing's face was already slightly red, and she was surprised when she covered her mouth. This look was a bit pitiful. Foundation building dan. Is it really for me? But Lin Xuanjing wanted to say something to refuse, but was interrupted by Lin Haoyang. Alas, Grandma Xuanjing, you, the deputy head of the Merchants Hall, are all foundation building cultivation base. You are the head of the cultivation base. Do you think this is appropriate? Besides, this foundation building dan costs 10,000 family contribution points. I'm afraid Grandma Xuanjing will have to work for the family for 10 years. Quote. Lin Xuanjing couldn't contain the tears in her eyes, dripping on her skirt. As an outsider, Chu Mengyao was full of emotions, envy and jealousy in her heart, but she was more fortunate. Fortunately, she chose to return to Lin's house with Lin Haoyang. Otherwise, she is definitely still fighting for the foundation building dan. In the end, Lin Xuanjing accepted the foundation building dan and decided to find a good day and try to break through. After receiving the foundation building dan, Lin Xuanjing was in a good mood, and she told Lin Haoyang about her idea of opening the Lin's shop to 2 other rogue cultivators' hills. Lin Haoyang was very praised when he heard it. He had thought about it before, but I am afraid that this matter will be handed over to Lin Xuanjing. As soon as the 3 of them were drunk until dawn, Lin Haoyang left to look for Su Ling'er the next day. Since they were on the site of someone else's house, they must have gone to say hello. Lin Haoyang came to the Zillow, saw Xian and Su Ling'er both there, and said, "Su, fellow Taoist has been waiting for a long time. Your agreed date is approaching, I don't know when to leave." "Ah, Lin, fellow Taoist is a perfect person, and came to my Linger again, really happy." Ziyan joked. "Don't talk nonsense, Xian big sis, since fellow Taoist Su has arrived, it is better to leave tomorrow, so we will also leave some time for fellow Taoist Lin to be familiar with," Su Ling'er said. Lin Haoyang nodded and said, "Also, it's all arranged by fellow Taoist Su." After speaking, Lin Haoyang turned to the purple flue again. Lin Xuanjing breaks through the foundation building, and hopes that Xian Sr. will take care of 1 or 2. Since I have chosen to cooperate, I will take care of her wherever she is. But this Shuyang Mountain trial, I hope you will do your best to help. This trial is too important for me and Ling'er, you can say, she is betting the future on you. Ziyan worried. Lin Haoyang was a little surprised. It seems that Su Ling'er's position in Zhongshan Tower is probably 3 points higher than he thought. Although he is now on the 5th floor of the foundation building, I am afraid that this trial will not be easy to complete. I will do my best at the next decision. After that, Su Ling'er talked to Lin Haoyang about the details of the trial, such as which forces participated, which opponents were worth noting, and some of the rules of the trial were dangerous. Although what Lin Haoyang wanted to know most was about the immortal world, but this matter should not be anxious, but take his time. The next day, Lin Haoyang set off with Su Ling to Shuyang Mountain. This time, there were only 2 Lin Haoyang in Shuyang Mountain. It takes hundreds of thousands of miles to get to Shuyang Mountain. If you just rely on 2 people to drive the road with their feet, it will probably take a few years. So what they used was a teleportation array, and there was a 4th-order teleportation array in the shadow of Pingyang City, which could transmit about 100,000 miles. The first place they will go is State Zheng. They will turn around from State Zheng to the 6th-order station of the Zhanmang, and then take the 6th-order teleportation array of the Zhanmang to reach Shuyang Mountain. The 6th-order teleportation array can carry out long-distance teleportation of 500,000 miles. With the 6th-order teleportation array, Lin Haoyang and the 2 can reach Shuyang Mountain in the shortest time. It was the first time that Lin Haoyang took the teleportation formation. This kind of war weapon was so valuable that it was impossible for even Qingyunzong to possess it. Zheng Guo's teleportation formation was also a collection of the 4 5th-rank forces. Lin, fellow Taoist, this is the first time to use the teleportation array. Pingyang City can have this teleportation array because sect will rely on this teleportation array to transport materials and transport personnel in the future. Otherwise, it is impossible to fly by the sword alone. Complete a war of this scale. Su Linger said. There was joy in Lin Haoyang's eyes. If the Lin family could build teleportation arrays everywhere, there would be no need for transport teams to travel back and forth. This would be too much safer. After all, a war would require astronomical resources. But Lin Haoyang just thought about it. The teleportation array was so expensive that it was impossible for the Lin family to buy it now. After a little understanding of the teleportation formation, Lin Haoyang and the two took the teleportation formation and left. With a flash of light, a bright light flashed in the shop of Zhongshan Building in Sihai City, the largest city in the country of Zheng, and Lin Haoyang and Su Linger successfully arrived here. A hint of surprise flashed in Lin Haoyang's eyes. It was too fast to drive like this, but it was a bit costly. With such a transmission, Su Linger sacrificed 20 medium-grade spirit stones, which was 2,000 spirit stones. When they arrived in Sihai City, Lin Haoyang didn't stay longer, and Su Linger took Lin Haoyang on the teleportation array guarded by Zheng Guo's 4 sects to the 6th Order station of the Jianmeng. Lin Haoyang has heard of the Sword League many times, but has not seen it before. He only knows that it is the strongest power to protect the human race. The Sword League is jointly formed by the major sect families and is so powerful that it spreads across the entire human race area. After 3 days, Lin Haoyang took the teleportation array to Shuyang Mountain from the 6th Order station of the Sword League. There is no way. The cost of the 6th Order teleportation array is too high, and it is still this kind of fixed point teleportation. If you can't get 10 people, they are also at a loss. This is too bad. One person costs 3,000 spirit stones. When he arrived, Lin Haoyang felt a little distressed, although this was not his spirit stones either. Su Linger smiled and said, "It's okay. Sect is reimbursed, otherwise I would not dare to splurge like this." Lin Haoyang smiled bitterly, and finally said, "A big family is good. This can still be reimbursed." Fortunately, after several twists and turns, the two finally arrived outside Shuyang Mountain. Lin Haoyang was completely shocked when he saw Shuyang Mountain. Because Shuyang Mountain is too high and too wide. 13%. Chapter 75. All personnel are here. Originally, this place was a large mountain, covering the nearby 30,000-mile boundary. The fragments of the fairy world fell here and merged with a mountain range here, but Shuyang Mountain was a famous mountain in the fairy world. After all, it turned into a secret realm. From the outside, Shuyang Mountain only has a range of 50,000 li, but there is something else in the mountain. The range inside is probably not less than a 100,000 li area. Quote. Listening to Su Linger's account, Lin Haoyang's heart was shocked. It turned out to be an internal gestation space, and it was so vast, it really deserves to be a fragment of the fairy world. Lin Haoyang and the two did not stay at the teleportation formation, but rushed to the Chongyang Tower resident in Shuyang Mountain. The spirit power in Shuyang Mountain is rich. In the past, the human race took a lot of effort to recapture this area. Only the powerhouses of the combined Dao stage dispatched two, and this will occupy the 7th Order demonic here. Beasts drove away. Because Shuyang Mountain is too special, it does not belong to any sect, but belongs to the Sword League. For the safety of Shuyang Mountain, the Sword League is stationed with a Hedao realm power. The resource allocation of Pingshengdao Sanzhou and the territory allocation during the wasteland reclamation season are all decided by Shuyang Mountain. In the previous 20 years, the other two have completed their trials. And this time, it was the trial of Boundless Continent. This time, participating in the trial of Shuyang Mountain, there were a total of 4 6th-rank forces, 7 5th-rank top forces, and a total of 11 forces. There are 6 teams from the 6th-rank forces, and 4 from the 5th-rank forces. A total of 52 teams and 104 people come down. These people are all foundation building cultivators, and they are all good players in the foundation building, or they have special ones. The ability, cultivation technique, is strong. In Shuyang Mountain, it is not that the stronger the strength can complete the trial, but it depends on the brain. Su Linger brought Lin Haoyang to the location of Chongshan Tower. Because Shuyang Mountain did not allow other forces to enter, the location of Chongshan Tower was in a canyon outside of Shuyang Mountain. Linger, you are here, is this the person you were looking for? Su Linger just entered the valley when a man walked up and looked at Lin Haoyang. Kaifeng, others are afraid of you, I'm not afraid. Su Ling was shocked as he said, and the cultivation base on the 8th floor of the foundation building suddenly broke out, and the spirit power was extremely pure, even for some of the 9th floors of the foundation building. Seeing that Su Ling was not polite, the man named Kaifeng showed a wry smile in his eyes, and said, Ling you hurt my heart too much, for the sake of an outsider, since you are doing this to me. After saying that, Chi Feng smiled at Lin Haoyang, and walked into the valley. Although the man was indifferent, Lin Haoyang did not relax a bit, because Su Ling released the 8th floor of the foundation building spirit power, and the man did not have any discomfort. This shows that the man's spirit power is stronger than Su Ling. Lin, fellow Taoist, leave him alone, he is a lunatic, it seems that he has the 9th floor of the breakthrough foundation building. Su Ling frowned and said in disgust. Fine, but Lin Haoyang was more cautious in his heart, it seems that this place is really a place of crouching tiger, hidden dragon. Except for Kaifeng, no one else came up to talk to Su Ling. Not only did they talk to Su Ling, the people here don't talk very much. Everyone's face is very serious and they are all hurriedly doing it, own things. Soon, Su Ling brought Lin Haoyang to a great hall. The great hall is very big. Even the guards outside the great hall are foundation building cultivators. What makes Lin Haoyang bright is that these guards are wearing magic armors, and they are tier 3 magic armors. Even if they don't use spirit power, they will all be there as an air of mysticism. For a time, Lin Haoyang couldn't help but look at it twice. At this moment, one by one exposed, enchanting women with hot figures came, followed by a man in a blue exercise suit. Seeing Lin Haoyang staring at the magic armor, he despised. Yo, Su Ling where did you find the hillbilly? I haven't even seen the magic armor. Facing the enchanting woman, Lin Haoyang didn't care at all, he was full of this magic armor now, wishing to take it off and study it. This is Lin Haoyang once saw the real magic armor. If he can gain more knowledge, he will be able to improve his grasp of refining the magic armor by himself in the future. Seeing Lin Haoyang ignored herself, the enchanting woman's face was angry, and an enchanting red light lit up on her body, and she was ready to do it, but at this moment, the man in blue behind the enchanting woman spoke. Don't do it here, Elder is almost here. After speaking, the man in blue walked straight into the great hall. The woman in red saw the man leaving, put away the red light, and walked in, looking predominantly male. Seeing the two left, Su Ling spoke. The female fairy is called Hongyu, and the man in blue is called Lanhe. The two are Dao companions. The strength of the two is from the 8th floor of the foundation building to the 9th floor of the foundation building. It is difficult to deal with. Lin Haoyang nodded. At this moment, he has observed the magic armor almost. If he really wants to make it, I am afraid that he will need the cooperation of the Formation Master and the Talisman Master. It's no wonder that the magic armor is powerful. In addition to the scarce raw materials, even this forging is extremely complicated. Seeing Su Ling look gloomy, Lin Haoyang smiled and said, It's okay. Since I'm here, I will naturally do my best to help you. My strength should be very confusing. After listening to Lin Haoyang's words, Su Ling's eyebrows stretched out. Yes, Lin Haoyang's strength. Su Qin has already sent a letter to tell him, but even Golden Core can kill people, since these people have no eyes. When the time comes there will be a good show. Thinking of this, Su Ling was also happy, no longer discouraged by the provocations of these opponents, and led Lin Haoyang into the Great Hall. The main body in the Great Hall is black, which makes the hall look a little dark. At this time, 8 people have arrived in the hall, including the previous Kaifeng, Red Moon, and Blue River. Plus Lin Haoyang, there are 10 people in total. Come, there is still a group of people who haven't arrived. Su Leer stood in one position, and the arrival of the two Lin Haoyang immediately attracted everyone's attention, because Lin Haoyang's strength was too low. Su Ling are you planning to give up? Just find someone to call us, do you know how important this trial is? Said a white-skinned man with a fan. Su Ling is not a vegetarian either, she let out a cold snort and said with a look of disgust. My business. It's not your turn to take care of this sissy. You. When Su Ling called himself a sissy, the man was furious when he pointed Su Ling but here, he didn't dare to do anything. Su Ling after entering the Shuyang Mountain secret realm, I hope you can still be so tough. After speaking, the man dropped his sleeve and ignored Su Ling Lin Haoyang was sweating on the tip of his nose and said with a guilty conscience. Su, fellow Taoist, you don't seem to have a good relationship with your fellow Taoist. The people you meet are all enemies. At this moment, a woman walked outside the hall and heard Lin Haoyang's words and said, "Hey, don't talk nonsense about this fellow Taoist. Ling and I are good sisters." Lin Haoyang was a little embarrassed on his face, turned his head to look at Su Ling. Su was also delighted to see the person, and hurriedly pulled the person's thin hand and introduced. Zheng Xiaoxi, granddaughter of the ancestor Zheng, my good friend. The big beauty behind her, Sun Yi, and Bufin, is already a master at the 9th floor of the foundation building. Su Yi nodded, not as defiant as those before, ascending to the two women's favor, and said, "Lin Haoyang, the strength is not worth mentioning. I hope the two beauties will take care of them." Zheng Xiaoxi nodded, and then pulled Su Ling'er aside, with suspicious eyes flashing in her eyes, and said, "Ling'er, are you planning to take a gamble? Or does this kid have any special expenses?" Su Ling'er smirked, patted Zheng Xiaoxi's hand, and said, "Do you think I'm kidding about something so important? Don't worry about it." 13%. Chapter 76 Departure. Since Su Lier has said so, there must be something weird about Lin Haoyang, the 5th-story cultivator of the foundation building. Su Xiaoxi cast a curious look at Lin Haoyang, but no matter how she looked at it, she couldn't see that Lin Haoyang was different. Place. Lin Haoyang was a little uncomfortable being stared at, like a thorn on his back, but he also knew that Zheng Xiaoxi was not malicious, so he didn't move. As soon as Zheng Xiaoxi and the two arrived, the 6 groups of people from the Chongshan Tower were all there. Looking at these people, Lin Haoyang was secretly shocked. This 6th-rank force was really terrifying. Everyone present, except him, are all foundation building late stage, and everyone is not simple. I am afraid that all those present have the potential to condense nascent soul. It can be said that those present are the future of Chongshan Tower. Suddenly, Lin Haoyang Dantian trembled slightly. Lin Haoyang frowned secretly, and found that an old man appeared on the main seat. Seeing everyone gathered, he got up and said, "It's all here." When everyone heard the voice, they all looked solemn, and said respectfully, "Welcome to the ancestors." The visitor was Li Mucheng, one of the 2 ancestors of the Chongshan Tower. Lin Haoyang Dantian's trace of tremor was the trace of resistance he felt when he sensed the cultivation base, the true art of the Buddha. Lin Haoyang gave a wry smile. In front of the cultivator, he could only suppress the abnormal movements of the Buddha profound art, and could not do anything at all. Li Mucheng turned his head and glanced at Lin Haoyang. Suddenly, Lin Haoyang felt that his whole body was probed. This feeling came quickly and went quickly. Li Mucheng frowned, and Lin Haoyang's situation was almost explored by him. Although Lin Haoyang only has the strength of the 5th floor of the foundation building, his spirit power is not as strong as the 8th cultivator of the foundation building. Weak, especially its spirit, strong and unusual, I am afraid that it is difficult to have an opponent in the foundation building cultivator. Although Lin Haoyang was able to see clearly, but he didn't point it through. He looked at the others again. For a while, everyone's basic strength was clearly explored, and then Li Mucheng smiled and said, "Yes, the seedlings selected this time are all good, and Chongshan Tower will be considered a successor in the future. But this time you must not underestimate the enemy. According to information, Hunyuan Dao and Baixianmen were prepared. I heard that this time they found a group of monsters. Ancestor, we also prepared some methods this time. If we encounter them, we will definitely ask them to come back and forth." Qi Feng said. Lin Haoyang looked towards Kaifeng and saw a cultivator shrouded in black robes standing beside him. Although he couldn't see his face, the black robe man dressed in a killing intent still shocked Lin Haoyang. Such a rich killing intent. He must have walked out of the sea of blood in the corpse mountain. Lin Haoyang felt a headache. This kind of person was the most difficult to deal with, and he was not afraid of death at all. "Yes, old ancestor, Lan He and I specially cultivated a secret technique for this trial." Red Moon's enchanting voice sounded, and she lay on Lan He's shoulders. Seeing this man's fighting spirit, he nodded and said, "Okay, I'm very happy to have your juniors in Chongshan Tower. This time you complete the trial and score a point for Chongshan Tower. Sect will provide you with a purple cloud crystal and allow you to enter the secret realm and column. Enter the core disciple. All of you who were invited this time promised 3 foundation building dans and 20,000 spirit stones, and now add 30,000 spirit stones, and a chance to enter the secret realm of the spirit void." Quote. After Li Mucheng finished speaking, Su Ling'er and the others were inexplicably excited, and they all looked like they had hit the Grand Canal, and said, "Thanks for the gift of ancestors. Lin Haoyang didn't know what the Lingshu secret realm was, but just adding 30,000 spirit stones to him was worthy of Lin Haoyang's joy. This is equivalent to giving Lin Haoyang 3 more foundation building dans. Can you be upset? Li Mucheng nodded and said again. In this way, sect has also counted the blood, and you will never fail sect's hope. As he said, 12 purple tokens flashed out of Li Mucheng's hand, but without any movement, the 12 tokens flew automatically in front of everyone. This is the Shuyang decree. If you want to enter the Shuyang Mountain trial, you must hold this order and you must not lose it. After half a month, the Shuyang Mountain secret realm will be opened. You will wait for the order and go to see other sects. Everyone held the order and said excitedly, yes. Before leaving, Su Linger chatted with Zheng Xiaoxi again, and then took Lin Haoyang away, thinking that those who were invited to participate in the trial of Shuyang Mountain like Lin Haoyang had arranged a mortal cave, and the spirit power was abundant and there were more servants. Lin Haoyang was also very comfortable with some spirit fruits. In the past few days, apart from Su Linger who came to send him several times of information, Lin Haoyang was also happily leisurely without any interruption. After so long inquiries, Lin Haoyang also figured out the situation of the Shuyang Mountain trial, and the location of the trial was in a special area on the main peak of Shuyang Mountain. Where, it used to be the place where Shuyang Mountain in the fairy world was located. Sect was a place for testing and selecting outstanding disciples. Because it was to test the potential, the cultivation base was restricted to golden core and under 60 years old. It takes all kinds of tests within the trial to be considered as the completion of the trial. According to the contracts signed by the major forces of Taiping Road, with limited resources, only sect who has more outstanding disciples deserves more resources. Therefore, the 3 continents of Taiping Road, each continent, will be reallocated once in 300 years. Last time, Zhongshan Tower came in second, Hunyuan Road first, and Baixianmen third. This time, the decision was not only about the resource allocation of Boundless Continent, but also the territories that could be divided after the wasteland reclamation season. Where are the richest resources? Of course, it is a savage land where there are no human beings. In order to be able to occupy more territories, each sect has its own magical powers, training and seeking foundation building disciples. The days without interruption always flew quickly. 15 days passed quietly. The Shuyang Mountain trial was just beginning. All the people and the disciples who participated in the trial went to the main peak of Shuyang Mountain's secret realm. Here in the Chongshan Tower, Li Mucheng's ancestor personally led the team. Li Mucheng had a 5th order green peng as a means of transportation, and was exposed to Li Mucheng's light. Lin Haoyang and others also boarded the 5th order pro peng bird. The 5th order Qingpeng is no less than 100 meters in size, and with its wings spread out, it may be 400 or 500 giants. It is the first time that Lin Haoyang has seen such a huge demonic beasts. Qingpeng was so fast that he plunged into the secret realm of Shuyang Mountain with a few breaths. As soon as he entered the secret realm, Lin Haoyang felt an extremely pure spirit power. Without Lin Haoyang's urging, the Buddha profound art of the Buddha automatically operated, greedily absorbing the spirit power here. This piece of secret realm spirit power is astonishingly strong. No wonder the Sword League does not allow other forces to settle in. I am afraid that this place is also very high in the Sword League, otherwise there will be no Hidao realm power to guard this place personally. Qingpeng was 2 kilometers away from the ground, but Lin Haoyang could not feel the spiritual veins on the ground. It stands to reason that this space has such a strong spiritual qi. The ground should be full of spiritual veins, but Lin Haoyang did not feel the breath of spiritual veins at all. Not just Lin Haoyang, the others apparently discovered something more. Lan He looked around with a puzzled face, and a pair of spiritual eyes flashed with blue light, apparently urging the pupil technique to see what happened. After watching it for a long time, a look of disappointment appeared on Lan He's face, and he didn't see the slightest. Standing in the front, Li Mucheng looked at his face with confusion, and said, Shuyang Mountain is a piece of fragments brought by ancestors from the fairyland. According to legend, the land of the fairyland is the 4th order spiritual vein. The spiritual qi of the whole world is extremely rich, and there is no spiritual vein at all. In the immortal world, dragon veins will be formed in the place of luck, and Shuyang Mountain is the place where a dragon vein is located. Because of this, the ancestors refined it into a secret realm. Quote, everyone was shocked in their hearts, but they were curious, shocked the prosperity of the fairy world, and curious about what the so-called dragon veins look like. Even the ancestors couldn't bear it, and they wanted to practice it into a secret realm and take it away. 13%. Chapter 77. Killing the Wasteland. Although the secret realm area of Shuyang Mountain is no less than 100,000 miles, the distance to the main peak of Shuyang Mountain is only more than 60,000 miles. In addition, Qingpeng's speed is comparable to the cultivator on the 9th floor of Nascent Soul. It only took a day and everyone rushed to the main peak of Shuyang Mountain. Qingpeng stopped outside Shuyang Mountain, and did not dare to take any further steps. The entire Shuyang Mountain could already be seen clearly here. The fairy mist is lingering, and there are still a few white cranes flying from time to time, which is a kind of fairyland on Earth. Outside Shuyang Mountain, there are not only the Chongshanlu family, such as the Baixianmen on a spirit boat, the Hunyuan Road on a flood dragon, and even the Flame Valley, which Lin Haoyang had contact with, also rides on a fire rhinoceros. Soon, the 11 forces that participated in the trial came one after another, some in spirit boats and some in chariots. For the first time, Lin Haoyang felt that demonic beasts were very useful, at least very popular, but the Lin family now only has 2 flamed brown tigers and a few camel mountain beasts. If sect wants to develop, it seems that he will have to get a few high-rank spirit beasts to domesticate. Just when Lin Haoyang was in a daze, a voice came from the main peak of Shuyang Mountain. Since you fellow Taoists are here, please come to the top of the mountain for a while. These juniors, someone will take them to the place of trial. As soon as the voice fell, 11 Taoist shadows came straight to the various forces. On the side of the Chongshan Tower, there is a woman in palace costume of about 30 years old. She has a dignified and elegant appearance, but she has reached the nascent soul realm. Here, she has been discharged to welcome the guests. The horror of the Sword League can be seen. Everyone, little girl Yuanshan, I will take you to the trial place next. The palace-dressed woman said. What surprised everyone in Lin Haoyang was that this person did not have the air of nascent soul cultivator. Li Mucheng was not verbose, and immediately took Qingpeng, reduced his body to the size of a palm and stood on his shoulders, saying to everyone. It's up to you to wait, but don't let me down. Without Qingpeng, everyone had to drive the flying sword and hover in the air. Seeing Li Mucheng's warning, they looked solemnly. Do your best. Only then did Li Mucheng nod his head, without saying more, and went straight to the main peak of Shuyang Mountain. The dragon veins of Shuyang Mountain, even if they come to a cultivator like Li Mucheng, are also very useful, so the Shuyang Mountain trial is also a chance for them. Please follow me. When Li Mucheng left, Yuan Qin said immediately. The crowd entered the main peak of Shuyang Mountain under the leadership of Yuan Qin. As soon as he entered the main peak, the Yuke on Lin Haoyang's chest trembled slightly, and Lin Haoyang's complexion changed and he hurriedly touched Yuke. Lin Haoyang frowned. Except for the jade fault when he filled it up, he hasn't moved for so many years. Why does this jade fault happen today in this Yangshan mountain? Just as Lin Haoyang was worried, Yuke stopped shaking, instead emitting a faint light, and the dragon shadow on the back Yuke became clear, as if a little dragon was crawling on it. Lin Haoyang suddenly remembered what Li Mucheng had said about the dragon veins. Perhaps it was the dragon veins of Shuyang Mountain that stimulated Yuke, allowing him to resuscitate and absorb these dragon veins. The reason why Yuke didn't respond to the outside world was probably because ordinary spiritual chi couldn't motivate Yuke at all, or ordinary spiritual chi had no effect on it. Lin Haoyang stroked the dragon shadow on the Yuke, a look of expectation flashed across his face. I don't know what changes will happen after Yuke absorbs the energy of the dragon vein. Soon, everyone was led by Yuan Qin to a 100-meter high cliff. Except for Lin Haoyang and others, people from other forces arrived one by one. Everyone, good luck. After saying that, Yuan Qin Yu picked up a flying sword and left. Everyone in the Chongshan Tower stood in a group. Everyone could fight in the Chongshan Tower. Will unite as one. Seeing Lin Haoyang's expression in surprise, Su Linger said. Hey, our Zhongshan Tower can be passed down for so many years, but it's not due to internal fighting. Lin Haoyang looked elsewhere and saw that the same was true of people from other forces. None of these sects, which have been passed down for countless years, is simple. If anyone dares to despise them, they will swallow them without leaving any bones. At this moment, another spiritual light flew up. This time it was a middle-aged man. When he looked at him, Lin Haoyang felt like facing Li Mucheng. God Cultivator, it really looks like us. Qi Feng apparently also saw it, and said in a low voice. You are all here to participate in the trial. Everyone should understand the rules. There are 3 trials in total, corresponding to Tao Heart, Cultivation Base, and Wisdom. Only those who have passed the 3 barriers can be considered to have completed the trial. As for the rules, the nascent soul man smiled and said, "There are no rules." After speaking, the nascent soul man waved his hand and a spirit power hit the mountain wall. The spirit power fell on the mountain wall, causing a tremor. Then, all kinds of gorgeous runes flowed on the mountain wall, forming a dark hole about 20 meters on the mountain wall. Lin Haoyang knew that this was the entrance to the trial land, and took out the purple token Li Mucheng gave them. Brush. Someone took the lead and escaped directly into the cave entrance, and then more and more people entered the place of trial. Kaifeng, Hongyu and others also entered one after another. Zheng Xiaoxi glanced at Su Linger and entered with Sun Yi. "Lin, fellow Taoist, without further ado, let's go in too," Su Linger said. Lin Haoyang nodded, and immediately rushed into the cave entrance with Su Linger. When everyone entered, the cave entrance slowly shrank, and finally disappeared, and the mountain wall returned to its former appearance. The nascent soul man did not leave, but came to the top lotus position seat. And far away at the top of Shuyang Mountain, there is a palace. The first person sat an old man in black. With a wave of his hand, a huge projection appeared in front of everyone, and the projection was Lin Haoyang, who entered the trial ground. People. Lin Haoyang and Su Linger stepped into the cave at the same time, but at the moment when they stepped in, Lin Haoyang felt a tearing force from the surrounding space, and suddenly his 5 senses failed, and he lost his perception of the surroundings. This feeling is familiar to Lin Haoyang. When he took the teleportation formation before, Lin Haoyang didn't expect that the way to the trial ground was the teleportation formation. After about 5 or 6 breaths, Lin Haoyang recovered his 5 senses and his eyes lit up. What caught my eye was a wasteland, a blood-red wasteland. A Senkai sword appeared in Lin Haoyang's hand, and he cautiously moved forward. Judging from the current situation, the transmission should be random. This coincided with Lin Haoyang's mind. Even if he encountered an enemy, Lin Haoyang could surely defeat him instantly. Although it is a trial place, there is a danger of death. This one comes from the trial place itself, and the other is the person of the 11 trials. Take out the purple token that Li Mucheng gave him. At this moment, there are 12 bright spots on it. These bright spots represent the 12 people in the Chongshan Tower who participated in the trial. Anyway, Lin Haoyang must first meet the people in the Chongshan Tower before making plans. Everyone who participates in the trial is on the sprint at this moment. The Scarlet Wasteland was very wide. It took Lin Haoyang 3 or 4 hours to reach the nearest spot to him, and Lin Haoyang discovered that the bright spot was also coming to him. Lin Haoyang put away the token, opened the cultivation base, and ran forward at full speed. On the top of Shuyang Mountain, the Hedao ancestor of Zhanmeng waved his hand, and the blood-colored wasteland like a chessboard in front of him suddenly blew a gust of wind. After doing this, Hedao Jing Daneng said, "This level is called Killing Wasteland." 13%. Chapter 78, The Number of 1,000. Just when the Sword Alliance and Dao Realm Great Power opened the first level of trial, Lin Haoyang and others who participated in the trial thought of a voice. "Kill as much as you want. Those who have reached 1,000, pass the first level." Hearing this clearance request, Lin Haoyang frowned. Although he is not a soft-hearted person, there are too many to count, and it seems that this opponent is not easy. Just when the voice rang in Lin Haoyang's mind, a third-order demonic beast appeared in front of Lin Haoyang, completely dark, with a pair of blood-red eyes. Seeing this mouse, Lin Haoyang smiled bitterly in his heart. If 1,000 is the standard, I am afraid he will die here. Not just Lin Haoyang. Everyone who participated in the trial basically met various demonic beasts, but they were basically pitch black with blood-red eyes. What appeared in front of Su Linger was a black viper of tier 3 middle grade, with his eyes fixed on Su Linger. In front of the red moon was a black pangolin, in front of Kaifeng was a black giant ape. Except for the people of Chongshanlu, everyone has a different reaction to their own opponents. A snow-white man, looking at the lower-grade black monster in front of him, with eyes full of disgust, covering his mouth and nose with one hand, and grasping with the other. The whole body of the third-order monster suddenly shattered and turned into pieces of broken flesh, on the ground. The minced meat fell to the ground and disappeared into a burst of black smoke at random, but a number 1 appeared above the man's head, representing that the man had completed a goal. On the other side, a man was completely clothed in black, holding a dagger in each hand. Just a few flashes, and a tier 3 black bear in front of him cut his throat and turned into a burst of black smoke. Another person took a sledgehammer and directly smashed the third-order demonic beasts in front of him, Another person stood still, holding a scarecrow in his hand, and saw a needle pierced on the scarecrow, and the third-order demonic beasts issued a scream disappeared. What's more, he directly waved his fist and exploded the head of a Tier 3 Earth Dragon. There is no weak person who can participate in this trial. On the surface, the weakest person in the Great Mountain Tower is Lin Haoyang, but it is easy for Lin Haoyang to deal with such a third-order inferior demonic beasts. But Lin Haoyang couldn't be happy. One was easy to deal with, but what if there was a group? What if it is a third-tier middle grade or a third-tier high grade? Even. What about Tier 4? Therefore, after solving the Tier 3 rat demon, Lin Haoyang rushed to the person in the Chongshan Tower again. The blood-colored plains, the dark sky, and the endless demonic beasts made me feel a little upset. The repeated killings made everyone's Dao heart cast a layer of killing intent. Although he wants to rendezvous with that person as soon as possible. But things backfired. On the way, he met a group of Tier 3 high-grade wolf monsters. The number was about 30. With such a huge number, even Golden Core didn't dare to act rashly. How could Lin Haoyang dare to fight, and immediately turned around and fled? It has been more than an hour since the trial began, and the number of demonic beasts who died in Lin Haoyang's hands was no fewer than 10, including 4 of the third-tier medium grade and 1 of the third-tier high grade. Although only 10 demonic beasts were killed, the number on Lin Haoyang's head had become 16 at this moment. It turns out that killing the third-tier middle-grade demonic beasts counts as 2 points, and the third-tier high-grade counts as 3 points. The so-called number of 1000 is relative to the third-tier low-grade demonic beasts. After escaping a stick of incense, Lin Haoyang left from the territory of the wolf demon, took out the purple token, and found that the distance between him and the original bright spot had become farther. Lin Haoyang guessed that the other party may also be in trouble. It seems that for the first level of this trial, I am afraid that I will have to complete the task alone. But it is 1,000 points away, which is still far away. Lin Haoyang sighed softly, offering a 3-talented sword, and a Tier 3 inferior that was approaching in an instant. Demonic beasts beheaded. Lin Haoyang discovered that although these black demonic beasts are not afraid of death, their wisdom and agility are worse than the real demonic beasts. This is why Lin Haoyang was able to kill instantly. Soon, everyone had been in the Black Wasteland for 3 days. In the past few days, more than a dozen people have been killed. These people either encountered the demonic beasts group or exhausted their spirit power and were directly killed by the demonic beasts. In 3 days, the number above Lin Haoyang's head had become 234, and this speed was probably about 20. Actually, is not Lin Haoyang is better than the others. Lin Haoyang has some luck. Not long ago, he encountered a litter of Tier 3 low-grade monster rats. Lin Haoyang blocked the entrance of the cave and killed 30 or 40 weaker monster rats in succession. Since World War I, Lin Haoyang has been looking for the nests of these low-level demonic beasts, which is simply a good place to make money. However, after 3 days, there was not much spirit power left in Lin Haoyang's body, and there were serious injuries on his body. Lin Haoyang held a medium-grade spirit stones to restore spirit power at all times, and did not fall, but after 3 days of consumption, there were only 9 medium-grade spirit stones left, and I am afraid it could be used for another 3 days. 3 days later, Lin Haoyang will face the exhaustion of spirit power. If he does not admit defeat and withdraw, he is likely to fall here. The fierce man who is now ranked first, is a disciple of Hunyuan Dao, has killed 340 at this moment, and the second is a disciple of Baixianmen, who has killed 321. The third place is the person from Chongshan Tower. This person was invited by Kaifeng. At the moment, there are 307. Su Ling'er killed 247 at the moment, shooting at the 18th. However, Lin Haoyang didn't know this. At this moment, he was facing a Tier 3 top-grade ant demonic beasts. Seeing this demonic beasts, Lin Haoyang was overjoyed. Demonic beasts usually live in groups. A third-order soldier ant appeared here, indicating that there must be a nest of ants nearby. In order not to disturb the other ant demonic beasts in the ant colony, Lin Haoyang used the soul-fixing technique for the first time. A force of divine sense rushed into the mind of the soldier ant, and he was about to be lost in a state of confusion. Lin Haoyang's eyes lit up, and the 3 swords flew out at the same time, forming a sword formation in the air. Finally, before the soldier ant recovered, the 3 swords were nailed to the soldier ant's compound eyes at the same time, directly shattering his brain. Boom! The soldier ants disappeared into a black mist, and the number on Lin Haoyang's head increased by 3 to become 237. Lin Haoyang didn't stop much, and began to search around. As long as he could find the ant nest, he would be able to increase his head a lot. After an hour of searching, Lin Haoyang finally had some clues. During this time, Lin Haoyang encountered 2 low-rank soldiers, and Lin Haoyang solved it easily. Finally, it was discovered that the nest of the ant demonic beasts was in a small hill, and there was a hole on the back of the hill, where demonic beasts ant came in and out from time to time. Although these demonic beasts are all phantoms, they vividly simulate the nature of the real demonic beasts. At this moment, there is still 1.5 hours before dark. Lin Haoyang will wait until night to come again, and adjust his own state to the best by the way. Fortunately, Lin Haoyang evacuated in time, otherwise he would be in trouble. Those soldier ants who were patrolling outside thoroughly inspected the surrounding area before Musei arrived. They were digging 3 feet. If Lin Haoyang stayed in place and did not leave, it will definitely be besieged by the colony of ants, and it will be difficult to leave at that time. As the setting sun goes down, the color is coming, and the moon in the sky is blood red in the night of the blood-colored wasteland. Riding on the moonlight, Lin Haoyang slowly touched the ant colony. Under the moonlight, all soldiers and ants hid in the nest, leaving only 2 Tier 3 high-grade monster ants guarding the cave entrance. When Lin Haoyang touched the entrance of the anthole, Hidao Daneng on the top of Shuyang Mountain showed a smile on his face. 13%. Chapter 79 Loopholes. The representatives of various sects smiled when they saw this strong man from the Sword League. Although everyone was paying attention to the situation in the Scarlet Wasteland, they were puzzled by the meaning of the matter. The Hunyuan Dao's cultivator asked. I wonder why Mu Zuzi Sr. is laughing. Mu Zuzi held his beard with one hand and said. The first test of this trial is Dao Heart. The spirit beasts on this Scarlet Wasteland are all simulated by formation. Killing them will accumulate a certain amount of killing intent. For every 100 kills, they will be in Dao. The heart is covered with the meaning of killing. When the killing intent accumulates to a certain level, it will blind their Dao heart and erode their sea of knowledge. Only after passing the killing character heart's demon, can they not fall into Devil Dao and go further on the road. Quote. The cultivator of Hunyuan Dao frowned slightly, and asked again. Then what does this have to do with Senior's laughter? Ha ha ha. If you want to kill 1000 Tier 3 demonic beasts with the foundation building cultivation base, where is it so easy to complete? The old man sits in Shuyang Mountain with 1200 plants, and the shortest time is half a month. Not to mention that the first 3 people have already killed 300, but each of them is extremely tired now, and their injuries are not light. I'm afraid they will hide for a while. Quote. All the people present here are hundreds of thousands of years old. After Mu Zuzi mentioned something, everyone realized that the situation was not right. On the projection of the Scarlet Wasteland, almost all of them were repairing themselves by night, and some even buried themselves in the ground. Li Mucheng suddenly brightened his eyes and stared at the picture where Lin Haoyang was. There was no way, Lin Haoyang was so obvious. More than 100 people were looking for a place to hide, and only Lin Haoyang was fighting the demon ants. Riding in the darkness, Lin Haoyang suddenly attacked and solved a Tier 3 high-grade soldier ant, who was now fighting with another one. Before he started, Lin Haoyang had arranged the spirit power enchantment. No matter how quiet he was here, he would not disturb the ant colony in the hill. Lin Haoyang made a quick battle, and the tricks were fatal. In less than a stick of incense, the 3rd-rank high-grade soldier ant died under the needle in Lin Haoyang's sword. After killing the soldier ants, Lin Haoyang did not rush into the ant colony, but took out a medium-grade spirit stones to restore the cultivation base. He was about to face the massive Tier 3 monster ants. Lin Haoyang would definitely be in his best condition. When Lin Haoyang recovered his spirit power, there was a burst of surprise on the top of Shuyang Mountain. People did not expect that a foundation building 5-story cultivator could kill the 3rd-tier high-grade soldier ants so easily. The feminine cultivator of Baixianmen glanced at Lin Haoyang, and said to Li Mucheng. Li, fellow Taoist, if I remember correctly, this kid should be your fellow Taoist. Li Mucheng smiled on his face. Although he had previously overestimated Lin Haoyang's strength and knew that he was pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger, he still underestimated Lin Haoyang. That's right. This person is indeed my Chongshan Tower. I am afraid that I won't be able to enter the eyes of the fellow Taoist of Nangong. Li Mucheng said. Baixianmen Nangong Ling could not see the joy, anger, sorrow, and joy. She stretched out her hand to twist the wine glass in front of her, and said. I'm so swaggering, I'm afraid I won't survive tonight. Li Mucheng's face changed slightly. Nangong Ling was notoriously smiling and hiding a knife, and when he saw Chongshan Tower's limelight, he came to teach him to be unlucky. Li Mucheng knew that she could not speak for reasons but this woman, so he stopped talking, just stared at the place where Lin Haoyang was. In fact, he didn't know what Lin Haoyang was doing. Nangong Ling saw that Li Mucheng didn't speak, and stopped asking herself to be boring. She immediately looked at Lin Haoyang. She wanted to see what the guy who could make Mu Zuzi look at differently. Lin Haoyang, who was recovering his spirit power, suddenly raised his brows and opened his eyes to look towards the sky. Just now, he seemed to feel a lot of eyes looking at him. Looking at the blood moon in the sky, Lin Haoyang smiled at the corner of his mouth, guessing that it must be the strong men of the major forces who were looking at him in a certain way. Although it was uncomfortable to be stared at like this, Lin Haoyang was still very happy, because it proved that what he was thinking was correct, so it attracted everyone's attention. On the top of the mountain, watching Luo Haoyang look up at the sky, a smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Everyone had their own ideas. Especially Mu Zuzi, the smile on his face was even worse. An hour later, the medium-grade spirit stones in Lin Haoyang's hand shattered, turning into a pile of powder and flowing away from Lin Haoyang's fingertips. With the supplement of this medium-grade spirit stones, except for some wounds, Lin Haoyang finally recovered to his best condition. All 3 swords with 3 handles were sacrificed, surrounded by them, forming a sword ring. Since the last time he made the hidden needle on the back of the sword, Lin Haoyang has obtained 2 more flying needles, so that 1 flying needle is hidden behind each sword. If this is a fight, the opponent will be injured by the flying needle if he doesn't pay attention, and even lose his life. When Lin Haoyang took out the flying needle, Mu Zuzi smiled and said, "This kid really dared to do it. Flying sword hides the flying needle." Nangong Ling showed disdain. She thought that Lin Haoyang's things were just sideways, not righteous at all, but it was not easy to refute Mu Zuzi, so she could not say anything. He took out a 3rd-tier top-grade invisibility charm, which was obtained from Ma Tianyu at the time. "This time I went out, I brought a total of 2, but I didn't expect to actually use it. The invisibility talisman of the 3rd-tier high grade has a duration of 1 hour. Even the demonic beasts of the 3rd-tier middle grade are difficult to find, and the 3rd-tier top grade can only be sensed within a range of 5 meters. In this trial, those who can kill so many tier 3 demonic beasts so quickly, these high-rank charms and magical item are not small. Lin Haoyang is only lucky to have the current kill count, which is not big. The disadvantage of the background. For the 6th rank forces, what are the few 3rd-order magical talisman? Lin Haoyang sneaked into this nest of ant nests with the help of the shadow charm. Once entering the ant den, it was like entering a maze, surrounded by caves extending in all directions. Lin Haoyang also felt a headache when entering this place. In half an hour, Lin Haoyang used the invisibility talisman to kill nearly a dozen soldier ants, and the number on his head increased by 22 points. However, there was still a gap between Lin Haoyang's expectations. Just as Lin Haoyang killed a 3rd-tier middle-grade soldier ant, Lin Haoyang found a group of 2nd-tier high-grade worker ants transporting food. The difference in Lin Haoyang's heart is that this is the first time he has seen tier 2 demonic beasts. In the past, no matter what ethnic group, the demonic beasts in it were tier 3. Soon, Lin Haoyang thought of a possibility that there were too many hundreds of ants, and it was normal for a nest of ant nests to contain tens of thousands of demon ants. And if these tens of thousands of demon ants are all tier 3, I am afraid that this scarlet wasteland will be ruled by demon ants. For this reason, these ordinary worker ants are set to tier 2, or even tier 1. Lin Haoyang was overjoyed. Didn't he find a loophole? Although the designer of the trial knew about this loophole, he did not erase him, because it was more natural. Secondly, he would not have thought of anyone so bold as to single out a colony of ant demonic beasts. However, Lin Haoyang turned his sword slanting forward and created the ant den by himself. This is also the reason why Mu Zuzi smiled. On Lin Haoyang's side, he did not kill these 2nd-order worker ants, but followed the worker ants and prepared to kill the queen. The queen is the middle-ranked colony of demon ants, but, because of the year-round bred offspring, her body is bloated and hypertrophy, and her own combat power is not strong. Once the queen ant died, the group of ants would lose their backbone, and could only be a dish of scattered sand. In the chaos, Lin Haoyang had a chance to kill the ant monster. Moreover, there are many low-level demonic beasts. 13%. Chapter 80 The Queen of Ants. The invisibility talisman on Lin Haoyang could last for about 8 hours. Lin Haoyang prayed silently, hoping that it would last until he found the queen. As the group of worker ants gradually penetrated into the ant nest, Lin Haoyang didn't know how far he had gone. Soldier ants guarded all the worker ants. Lin Haoyang did not act rashly and let them go. After another half an hour, the worker ants in front suddenly stopped, and Lin Haoyang looked forward. 2 giant soldier ants of Tier 3 top grade were guarding a door. Every soldier ants had to be checked carefully before they could let them go. Seeing this situation, Lin Haoyang narrowed his eyes. The strength of these 2 soldier ants may have reached the level of the great perfection of the foundation building, which is equivalent to the cultivator that the human race failed to attack the golden core. It is stronger than the 9-story cultivator of the foundation building, but fortunately the wisdom of these demonic beasts is not high. Even though he had the invisibility charm in his hand, Lin Haoyang did not dare to personally forget to move it. Demonic beasts of this rank, even if they were the 3rd-order top-rank invisibility charms, would be discovered as long as they were close to him within 5 meters. As long as the 2 soldier ants entangle Lin Haoyang, the endless army of monster ants will come straight to Lin Haoyang, and Lin Haoyang will no longer be able to get out of it. This is also the reason why many cultivators dare not enter the monster ant nest alone. Outside, Mu Zuzi was looking at Lin Haoyang with great interest, planning to see what Lin Haoyang would do. He had been sitting in Shuyang Mountain for more than 1,300 years. He had known the loopholes in this scarlet wasteland. For thousands of years, there have been the proud and lucky ones who discovered this loophole, but in the face of almost endless monster ants, no one dared to attack the ant nest alone. Nangong Ling looked at Lin Haoyang in the projection, with a mocking look on her face. She felt that Lin Haoyang was playing with fire and set himself on fire, seeking his own death. He glanced at Li Mucheng and frowned, suddenly feeling very good again. Lin Haoyang is now in a dilemma, and the invisibility talisman is about to expire. If he can't think of any effective way, Lin Haoyang can only withdraw first, but if he goes deep into the ant den, I am afraid that the way back will not be easy to find. At this moment, Lin Haoyang thought of a good way to make a noise. While visiting Lin Xuancheng, Lin Haoyang asked for 2 second-tier top-grade puppets in case of emergency. Now just use these 2 puppets to divert these 2 soldier ants away. Lin Haoyang is sure that behind this portal is the place where the queen ant is. The queen is bloated and needs soldiers to eat for it. Seeing that the worker ants were about to enter, Lin Haoyang retreated a few steps and came to a fork, offering 2 puppets and ran in different directions. Lin Haoyang didn't idle, and hit the 2 branch holes with a fireball. Boom! Using Lin Haoyang's current cultivation base to cast the fireball technique, the flames suddenly died, and the 2 puppets also followed Lin Haoyang's orders well, destroying everywhere in the immortal cave. The 2 soldier ants who had guarded the door sensed the situation and no longer cared about the worker ants transporting food, and immediately set off to look for the attacking enemy. Lin Haoyang avoided being discovered. The hiding place was very concealed, and there was an invisible talisman in his body. The 2 soldier ants could not find Lin Haoyang. Seeing the 2 soldier ants walking far away, Lin Haoyang no longer hides, launches the escape technique, and goes straight behind the door. Unlike what Lin Haoyang imagined, what the 2 soldier ants guarded was not a portal, but a cave entrance. After entering from which cave entrance, Lin Haoyang walked for more than 50 meters, and the surrounding scene suddenly changed. Originally, there was only a 2-meter-high cave. Now turned into a huge semicircular chamber. It was nearly 50 meters high and about 200 meters in diameter. The moment Lin Haoyang entered, he smelled a sour smell, even with a corrosive pungent smell. After that, there was a huge milky white ant lying in the center of the courtyard. The worker ants with food came to its side and delivered the food into its mouth. Lin Haoyang is lucky. This giant bloated demon ant is exactly the queen. Unlike other demon ants, the queen is completely white, with nearly 100 feet growing under a 20-meter body. He doesn't want to look like an ant at all. It's like a centipede. In this huge courtyard, in addition to the queen and the worker ants, there are more than 20 soldier ants guarding the queen. At the same time, these soldier ants want to send away the eggs laid by the queen. Everything is in order, and Lin Haoyang secretly marveled at the man who created this trial place back then. It was an amazing skill. After Suo Ran discovered it, Lin Haoyang was even more afraid to personally move it, because that one will no longer be Tier 3 demonic beasts, but has reached Tier 4. For a Tier 4 demonic beasts, Lin Haoyang has a high chance of being killed in a sneak attack. Fortunately, this queen ant has a bloated figure and is inconvenient to move. Generally, when dealing with the enemy, the queen adopts the tactics of crowds, eliminating a large number of soldiers and worker ants to encircle and suppress the enemy, while it stays in the nest to control the overall situation. Even if the queen is less threatening, Lin Haoyang is enough to choke on the 24 soldier ants. Just as Lin Haoyang was thinking about what to do, the outside world was already busy. Regarding Lin Haoyang's bold behavior, some people think Lin Haoyang is bold, while others think Lin Haoyang is ignorant and greedy. But Mu Zuzi, who was sitting in the first place, has not spoken. Lin Haoyang's achievement of this step has already surprised him. Even if Lin Haoyang can't complete the trial, Mu Zuzi is ready to help Lin Haoyang. After so many years, someone finally showed him pleasing to the eye. Just now, the invisibility talisman on Lin Haoyang's body failed, and Lin Haoyang had to replace it with another one. This is, if Lin Haoyang could not complete the goal within an hour, it would be dangerous. Just after Lin Haoyang changed the invisibility charm, a group of worker ants faded, and the 15-meter-long abdomen of the queen began to squirm, since she started to lay eggs after eating. I saw a squirming in the abdomen of the queen ant, laying a knee-high white worm egg. When a worker ant saw it, he caught the worm egg and transported it directly to another chamber behind the queen, where it should be specially hatched. In the land of worm eggs, Lin Haoyang's eyes moved and suddenly thought of a good way. The place where the eggs are stored is not guarded by soldiers. There are only densely packed eggs. After the eggs hatch, they will naturally be driven by the queen. After discovering the worm eggs, Lin Haoyang prepared to play a big ticket. If the worm eggs can be counted as points, the number of 1000 is not a problem. The strong walls of the egg fight with these demon ants. Now that he has a plan, Lin Haoyang will not delay anymore. He will still take advantage of the invisibility talisman to kill more demonic beasts. As for the killing intent that deceives Dao Heart, Lin Haoyang does not pay attention to it, as if the killing intent approaches Lin Haoyang, UK can absorb it. Dao Heart, who is the most threatening to others, is in the dust, but it doesn't help him at all. Lin Haoyang circled a large group and came behind the queen ant. As a tier 4 demonic beast, he might be able to feel it within 50 meters of it. In addition, because of his huge body, Lin Haoyang was left with room for display. Not big. As for the queen ant, Lin Haoyang could only kill with one blow, otherwise the ant colony would be summoned. Lin Haoyang walked around the circular cave wall and slowly leaned towards the queen's head. The head was his weakness. Just when Lin Haoyang was about 60 meters away from his head, the 4 compound eyes on the queen's forehead looked towards Lin Haoyang's invisibility. Lin Haoyang secretly said a bad sound in his heart, and immediately urged the soul-setting technique to hit the queen. Although the queen ant noticed that Lin Haoyang's position had changed, she hadn't found anything, so she was struck into her mind by Lin Haoyang's soul-fixing technique. She immediately lost her 5 senses and was too late to summon her descendants. For Lin Haoyang, the distance of 50 or 60 meters is only a moment's time. To be on the safe side, Lin Haoyang sacrificed a third-order high-grade flying sword that he had recently refined, Zunyuan. As soon as the queen asked to fix the soul, Haoyun inserted through one of his compound eyes, Xuan Yuan inserted into the queen's head, and Lin Haoyang stirred the sword body spiritual qi into a piece of sword qi, shattering his brain. Boom. With a soft sound, the queen's huge body turned into a black mist and dispersed, and the number of points on Lin Haoyang's head skyrocketed. In the end, killing the queen gave Lin Haoyang 100 points. Killing the queen gave Lin Haoyang 100 points. Killing the queen gave Lin Haoyang 100